Look,
I'm fine. You're the first
look,
speaker to.
okay, can I just say something, right? Look, I'm a
So, go
Christian,
ahead.
okay? I'm a Christian, okay? I believe in Jesus Christ, and I feel that you have opposite belief and opinion. Do you understand me? Is it possible that no matter how we talk today, can we be respectful? Can we not belittle each other? Let us first treat each other with like humans and with love and respect, regardless of how we choose to think. You are against Christians and religion, maybe not Christians directly, but religion, and you have your own opinion that makes you develop this belief, right? I am here to hear your opinion. Do you understand me? And know like why you have this belief. And I'm here to converse with you respectfully and out of love. Do you understand me? That is going to be a key fact. So I don't want when we're talking, no matter how the points feel to each other, maybe one of us starts to get aggravated or stuff like that. I just want you to know that even though we're on the opposite sides of this debate, it is still possible for us to love each other and communicate with love and peace. Do you understand me? So,
Yeah,
and the most
I
important
get
thing is,
that. Really.
I
Because
would
I
like to know
always
your take.
emphasize. Yes, because I always emphasize on mutual respect and everything. But again, I like to throw this question out. Prodigal, do you think it would be fair? Because do you think it would be fair if because you believe in, let's say, the Christian God, do you think it would be fair if I called you a fool because you believe in Christianity?
Look, if let me let me say something,
Look,
okay?
if let me let me say something.
I can I can hear myself. Sorry. Okay, so let me say something, right? In a way, I am going to be honest with you. Okay, I might now you've asked me that question. I would say that that may sound disrespectful, but if you called me a fool, I won't take offense with it for two reasons. I personally believe that anybody who says there is no God is a fool. So if that attains to you, I'm sorry, but this is my belief by my Christian Bible. Do you understand me? So it's like,
You
so
don't
when you
have to be
say that to
sorry
me,
because the reason I you don't have to be sorry. The reason I asked you that question was you were demanding for which everybody should
love.
first, first of all, we are all
Mm.
humans. I personally choose humanity over religion. But it's quite funny, like you said, your Bible calls people who don't believe fools, yet you want people who don't believe to like not call you names for believing.
I
Like it
didn't
goes both ways.
I didn't say
If
don't
you have
call
a
me. You
problem
see,
with
see the problem.
no,
You can
like
call me a
if you
fool
have
if
a
that's what you
problem, sorry,
believe. No, call me a fool.
let me finish.
Call me a fool
Let
if
me
that's
finish.
what you
Right?
believe.
Because a fool is not the only word that your Bible calls people who don't believe. Even Jesus Christ called people vipers, son of the devil, dogs, and all of that for having like an opposing standpoint from him. So it's quite funny when believers say, "Oh, atheists, if you don't believe, try to be respectful." Yet you don't call out the disrespect towards people that don't believe in your Bible. Like you say, you even side with your Bible, calling them names, not just
Excuse me.
fools. Like I
Excuse
call
me.
other names
Excuse
that
me. Can
Jesus
you
did not.
stop? Can you stop? Can you stop? I said if you want to call me a fool, go ahead. I take no offense because I will call you a fool.
I heard
Do
that.
you
I
understand
heard
me?
that.
Like,
I'm
and
wondering
I,
why you don't. I heard that. I'm wondering why you don't. Okay, like talk about what I said. Jesus calling
like, don't you
the vi-
understand that I can call you a fool and say I still love you? Don't you understand that it happens a lot with my
So
when
what,
I argue with people? Don't you
hold
don't
on.
can't you
What
love a
about
fool?
Jesus Christ, for example? Did he call people
No, no,
names
no,
for
no.
having an opposing standpoint from him?
Listen to me. Listen to me. You said that, okay? You said that he called people names for having an
No,
opposing
not I
standpoint,
said, like
okay?
the Bible, I could bring
No,
verses. I'm asking for you to either confirm nor deny that Jesus Christ in your Bible
show me.
called people names, dogs, vipers,
Show
sons of
me.
the devil for having an
Show me.
opposing.
Show
You
me.
want the
Show me.
verses, I'll bring you. Sure, sure, no
Show me.
problem.
Show me. Show me. And can you show me with a King James version? No.
Come on.
But anyways, though, look, I'm not pretty. Look, let me tell you something, okay? I'm not here to like debate Christianity with you. I'm not
Don't
here
make
to push Christianity to you.
No. Let's go back to what this was about. And again, let's not look
I'm
like I'm
asking your
disagreeing with you.
belief.
I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. And if you ask people that are very conversant on this life, and
So
I'll urge you to like
would you
come
rather would you
every
so
day
would
I
you
always tell them like, sorry, 1 second. Every day I always tell them like, please be respectful. Always be respectful. I drop some people who are being incessantly disrespectful to anybody or even to myself. While agreeing with you
so
that yes, we all should be respectful, I'm asking you now, like for example, Jesus Christ in Matthew 12:34, he literally called people blood of vipers, the religious leaders, because what they were saying, he saw it as hypocrisy.
wait a
So because
second. Wait a
someone else
second.
has a
Don't
different
overtalk.
religion,
I don't know the Bible verse you're talking about, and don't overtalk. And I didn't come here to defend my Christianity to you. I came here to hear your opinion.
talking when she was
Okay,
I'm not
speaking.
asking you
so
to
the Bible
defend
verse.
Christianity. I'm
What's the
asking
Bible
you
verse you're talking about? What's the
Yeah,
Bible
hold
verse you
on.
mentioned, please?
I'm calling the verses. 1 second. Let me tell you again what I'm trying to say. I
The
agree with you
Bible
that
verse. I'm at
everybody
Matthew
should speak to
12.
people.
I get you want
One
to
second.
argue. I don't want to argue
Let
with you.
me just hello. 1 second. Thank you. 1 second. Again, I agree with you. Treat whether they have opposing beliefs as you. Speak to people respectfully. Now, the way you are shunning the people of non-belief to speak to people respectfully, I'm asking you to also shun the Bible and verses like Matthew 12:34, Matthew 15:26, Mark 7:27, Matthew 23, where Jesus Christ called people names like brood of vipers, dogs, hypocrites, blind fools, because they had an opposing belief to him. And I'm asking you if you would condemn such action as well.
My sister, not only now can I speak, okay? When I said like we should treat each other with love, okay, it doesn't change the fact that I will repeat those words to you. I won't condemn them, I will repeat them. People who don't believe are birds of vipers. And he came for the sinners. Do you understand me? Like I told you, if you want to call me a fool, call me a fool. I don't mind it. I don't know what your probe is. I'm saying if you want to call me a fool, atheists, they don't just call me a fool, they call my God a fool. Okay? I don't go beyond calling them fools because that's what the Bible taught me to call a person that says there is no God. I don't say fuck off to the fool or you're stupid. I just say this person is a fool because the Bible says he that is without God, he that says there is no God is a
You're a
fool.
hypocrite.
Excuse me, stop.
You're a
How
hypocrite.
stop,
Hold on,
please.
I'm gonna
How am I a hypocrite? How am I?
Prodigal, I'm gonna set you your 5 minutes so that after you're done, the next person will go ahead. Please don't forget to touch on our topic as well.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm going to okay, thank you so much. First of all, the person that said I'm a hypocrite. How am I a hypocrite when I said go ahead and call me a fool? If that's what you believe, where is my hypocrisy? Did I say
Let
I
me
can
answer.
call you a fool, but you can't call me a fool? My 5
Answer,
minutes.
because
You
I
you would
was
have your time. You would have your time. You would have your time. You would have your
Let him
time.
let him
You would
use
have your
his time.
time.
Let him use his time.
Let me use my time to express myself, please. Okay? You call me a hypocrite, but what is the definition of hypocrisy? And where is the hypocrisy in my actions? I say that if I can do this to you, go ahead and do it to me. Do you understand me? I won't rewrite the Bible and I won't debate the Bible because if you feel bad about me calling you something that's in the Bible. But I didn't come here to say, you're a fool, you're stupid, you're a hypocrite, like Mr. Sean is trying to do. I actually came here to ask the host, I've seen you a lot on TikTok. What is your take on everything that you're talking about? The prophesied generation, human extinction, God's going extinct. Tell me about your take. I want to hear you. I'm not here to defend my Christianity to you. I'm not, nothing you can say. I'm not even here to preach it to you either. I'm here to hear what you want to say. And I'm trying to tell you that as I'm here trying to listen to you people, don't attack me and call me a hypocrite and start quoting my Bibles, trying to probe me because I'm wrong. I don't care about that. I want to hear about you. I'm not even trying to say that you're wrong. I just want to know, what do you understand? So stop calling me a hypocrite, Mr. Sean. And when you have your 5 minutes, tell me your take of your understanding. Don't care about me and my hypocrisy. Don't care about that. I want to know you and your opinion. You call me a hypocrite, that's fine. Some people, when I say some things to some Christians, they say I'm blaspheming. I believe I'm in the Bible. I believe that I'm the second witness in Revelations 12. I believe I'm a prophet of God in the Bible that you're mocking. When I tell Christians this, they all say that I'm blaspheming. But I don't think I'm lying. So you calling me a hypocrite is nothing. You're a non-believer calling me a hypocrite. The Christians call me heresy and blasphemy. But my own fellow Christians. So I don't get your point. I didn't come here to be attacked. Okay, I came here that we can have a conversation with love. We established that we are on opposite sides and we're here to exchange understanding. I don't want anybody attacking me here because I'm Christian. I want people to tell me how they feel. I want the host to tell me what she thinks about God going extinct in history when humans forget or stop worshiping. I want to know her take on this matter. I don't want you to come and start telling me you're a hypocrite, you're a fool, or this. I don't care about those things. I want to care about your heart. I want to hear your heart speak to me. Okay, don't forget the flag I bear right now. I bear the flag of Christ. Even if you call me a fool, even if you kill me, the Bible says I will be killed because of testifying for Jesus. Okay, so even if you kill me, it won't change it. Even if they gave you a gun and you shot me, my last word will still be Jesus is God. Nothing you say to me can change that. So let's skip past that. I'm not even here to preach that to you. I'm not here to say, oh, believe in God or something like that. No, God has sent me to keep quiet and listen to you people speak and say, oh, well, when the Egyptians stopped worshiping their God, where is Saul now? Where is Ra now? Ra is dead. Ra is this. When the Greeks stopped worshiping Zeus, where is Zeus now? Zeus is dead. I guess this is the host's take. Okay, am I wrong, host? Give me a head nod if I'm wrong, but something like this, right? I'm here to converse and share with love. You see, I'm trying to understand her even without her speaking. I'm not trying to say that, oh, but this and that and that. No, I'm trying to even give her a point to know that I'm really here. Forget I came here bearing Jesus, but I'm here to listen to you and understand your hearts. So I don't come to quick judgment and saying, oh, this person is this person is this. Do you understand me? So if I don't listen and Jesus came for the sinners, I'm sorry, So if I don't listen to you people, how would I know you people? And my time is not yet done. So with all due respect, like, don't attack me. Don't make reference to I'm a Christian. Don't quote the Bible for me unless you're a believer. All I want to hear from you people towards me is your opinions of God's going extinct, how you ended up here. Like, do you understand me? Let's talk as humans for once. I don't want somebody like Mr. Sean. My time is almost done, but I beg you, don't turn on your mic to start calling me a hypocrite. It's done, please. Okay, tell me your heart desire, your heart understanding. Forget my flag and who I bear now. I worship Jesus. Let it be known. He is my God. He would never change that. But let me know your heart, and may you all be blessed, okay?
Thank you, Prodigal. I have a question. You said like Christians used to be unalive for their belief in Jesus. First of all, you agree with me that Christianity is the number one religion today, right? Prodigal, is that true?
But I think it's Islam. I think Islam has overtaken it. That's my opinion, though. You can
Islam
check
has
this.
overtaken Christianity as the number one
Yeah,
religion.
in number counts. Yeah, I think so. I really think so. Or it's a close debate. Okay, I won't testify to a lie. This is my
All right.
opinion.
So
I
what
don't
I
know.
wanted
This is
to
what I
point out.
think.
Okay. What I wanted to point out was, are you aware that in history, if you blasphemed against Jesus or God, you will get killed? Like me in history, if I'm saying all these
My
things I'm
sister,
saying,
my sister,
you know I will get killed, right? Yes or no?
my sister. You see, my sister. Excuse me.
Yes or
Excuse
no?
me. In
Sorry,
Christianity, according to history,
according to
well,
history, church
people.
settings and
Excuse me,
everything,
my
even
sister.
ancient
My
Israelites,
sister.
if you blaspheme
My sister,
against
my
God
sister,
or
my
Jesus,
sister.
you will
Yes,
get
yes,
killed.
yes, yes, yes,
Yes.
yes,
Good.
yes.
So
In
the point I
Islam, in
wanted to say
Islam. No,
was,
let me learn. But the point you're making is that I didn't say in history Christians have been killed. I said in the future my death will come
I
at the
didn't even
testimony
make
of
a point
Jesus.
about you. I'm asking a totally different question, which you've said yes. In
Okay, okay.
history, like me get killed for even daring to say they don't believe. So prodigal, even on my last breath, if you take me back to 2000 years ago and they're putting a knife on my neck, I'll tell them I don't believe in this Jesus. And even if you take me to those church settings back then, that even if you said something like,
My,
oh, this Bible is faulty, you will get beheaded, I would still say that this Bible is faulty. I don't believe in your
my
God.
sister,
I'm an
my sister,
African. Nothing concerns me with the God
my
of the
sister,
Canaanites or the God
my
of
sister.
Israel. Yeah.
My sister, okay, listen to me, right? Do you remember I came here and I told you I didn't come here to tell you about my God. You're asking questions about my God. Do you understand me? That's the problem. You want to attack me no matter how much I
You're
say I
not
don't want to
understanding me
debate it.
as well.
I
I
want to
only asked
know.
a question from your submission. Your submission, one part I took out from your submission was, as a Christian, on God point, even right now, you would never denounce your Christ because your belief is, as you die, you're going to be reunited with Him, which is beautiful. Then my own question was, in history, people were unalived for having an opposing belief from the church setting, and I'm saying me also. Even right now, if you take me back to when blasphemy back then was a blasphemy against Jesus Christ,
I
for this
say I
God was like,
acknowledge. I say I acknowledge.
I would
Acknowledge.
still
And I said
blaspheme because I don't believe. So it's just two of
I
us on
acknowledge.
different sides
I'm
saying the
different
same
side. I
thing.
say
Yeah.
I acknowledge, and thank you so much for expressing this point. Like, listen to me, right? Expressing this point is why I came here. Okay, I don't feel triggered by it. Just so you know, I
I'm not
respect it as
asking you
your
when you
opinion. No,
right.
no, it's
Thank
just
you.
I respect it.
Sorry. It's my opinion, yes. And the question was over, but let me just say this before we move to the next speaker. Because Christians is called a king for persecution, right? Oh, we are the ones being persecuted. Oh, this, oh, that. Although, like I said, you guys are the number one religion as my recent knowledge. But I'll check up the numbers, like you said, because I know that Islam is the fastest rising religion right now. Yes, I know that. So you guys were the number one. You guys were still the ones killing people back then for blaspheming your God. Yet you people don't talk about that part in history. You only talk about how Christians are being persecuted. You don't talk about how the church would literally behead you if you question the Bible a few thousand
My
years
sister,
ago.
my sister
So
is my
I
sister. Can you
want
flip?
out the parts that you guys conveniently leave out when saying, "Oh, we are being persecuted." I always point out the blood that Christianity has shed as well. So we can move to the next speaker now. Prof.
A
Igal,
question.
you have okay, hold on. If you have questions for anybody after they're done, let me know. Man like Pokori, ask your question, but let me go over the topic again so Sean can go on after that. We're asking if gods go extinct in history when humans forget about them, stop worshipping them, as we have seen with thousands of gods, historically speaking. That's why I would say gods need worship, because if every single person stopped worshiping Yahweh right now and there's a new God in town, 1000 years later, Yahweh will just be a god like Zeus that people used to worship back then. But again, let me hear everybody's thoughts. Man like Okori, ask your question, then Sean will speak on the topic.
My question to Pigeon, something like that. You said you don't care about if other persons believe in your God or no, or what or not. Why don't you? Why don't you care? Why don't you want to teach our people about your God? Are you hear me?
Prodigal Prophet, the question was for you.
I heard him. Okay, I heard him. Listen properly. The reason why I say that in here right now, I didn't come and push my God on you people. I came to hear your different opinions. Do you understand me? That's why I say that I don't care if you people don't like believe in my God or worship my God with me. Okay, I'm not here to force that debate out of you people. The reason why is because when you open Revelations 11, okay, that verse in Revelations is talking about me. I'm not like any other Christian. I will resurrect after I die in 3.5 days. The same voice talking to you, telling you this, is saying that he will resurrect also. So I am absolutely not like any Christian you've encountered. Why you've debated me and you probably my God isn't real. I'm saying that the reason why I'm not here to preach to you people so much about this right now is because when I die, you're going to see the video on your FYP that I resurrected. just like this says in Revelations 11. Yes, resurrected. That's what I'm saying. So that's why I'm not here, because my death will prove to all of you that my
Sorry,
God will never be
you
forgotten.
mean, sorry, sir. You mean everybody can have his own idea about God, or about God is through the Bible?
That everybody is independent of themselves.
No,
And
I'm
in
talking
this
about
group, in
God.
this
I'm
meet,
talking about God. I'm supposed to use our own ideas or use the Bible to understand God.
listen to me, okay? I'm not here to talk about God to you. I'm here to
I'm
hear
so
what you
sorry. Man,
have to
like
say.
hold on. Sean, I gotta beg you for an extra few minutes. Please, Sean, 1 second. Prodigal, earlier I was hearing you, but maybe I didn't really get you. When you said, did you mean it literally when you said, like, you are a prophet? Like, did you mean it literally,
I
like, resurrect?
I literally mean that when you go to Revelations 11, there's a whole chapter in the Bible about me. I'm telling you that when I die, this voice you're talking to, it's okay to laugh. That's why I'm just trying to tell you that.
I
That's why
don't
I'm not
believe
here to
you.
really preach to
But
you.
what makes you so
It's
convinced?
fair.
Because
It's
I, of
fair.
course, I
It's
don't
fair. It's
believe
fair.
it.
It's
So
fair.
what makes you
It's fair. It's
convinced?
fair. Hey, it's fair. You don't even believe in any section of the Bible. Understand that I didn't
Yes.
even come here to. I didn't even come here to convince you on that. I only said that to make
Yes.
you
So now I'm
understand that,
asking
like,
you, how are you convinced yourself? How are you convinced yourself?
So,
my
sorry,
sister,
Revelation chapter 11, verse what exactly?
the
Let
the, the
me.
chapter the Revelations 11 to 14, 1 to 14 is 14 verses in the Bible written about me.
Just quickly,
Hey,
because
my
I'm
partner.
definitely going to come back to you after
I
everybody's done.
can,
I'm definitely going to
it's
come
there.
back to you.
Yes,
But
sure. It's
quickly,
there.
what makes
Okay,
you
but
convinced?
my sister, I have seen it all. I have felt it all. Do you understand me? And I have the evidence in reality also. Let's just put it like that. Okay. I have the evidence. I've seen things in the spiritual that maybe you people don't believe, and I felt things also. So if you really want to, like, that's a different topic for a different day, because I have a lot of evidence. I can do it in
All
front of
right.
you if
All
I
right.
could turn on my camera and I'm prepared.
Yeah.
Okay. So
You
that's
know
a topic
what,
for a
Prodigal,
different
I'm
day.
gonna beg you. Yeah, I'm gonna beg you to don't drop. Okay, let's just hear everybody quickly on the topic. I would really like
My
to
sister,
have a
okay, my
conversation
sister, my
with
phone
you
is
more.
2%, right? I would follow you for now, okay? My phone is 2%.
Okay.
Even if I
Well,
drop
I'd
for
like
any
you to have
reason,
a
I will come
discussion.
back. I will come
Yes,
back, even if I drop
yes,
for any reason. But
yes.
please
You
remember,
meet
with
us here.
love and respect. But I'm still here for now,
Yes,
and I would
please.
mute, okay?
Everybody gotta engage with love and respect. Thank you, Prof. Prodigal. I look forward to seeing you more on the platform. Yeah. Sean, let's hear you and everyone else on the topic.
Good morning, all. Oh, my voice sounds crazy. I was actually doing some work, and I responded to someone on a very important post on Facebook. Very important post, coming out of Burkina Faso. And it was some discussion between some traditionalist non-believers, Muslims, and Christians. And one of the Christians made the claim about, of course, the typical claim so many African Christians make about African not having civilization, technology, and anything. And I said, I said, okay, you know what? I got to address this, So I took like about an hour to put together a 2,000 word commentary to that person, with going back as early as the 1700s, with African warning about Christian expansion and erosion of African culture, trying to let them know when you come online, you might think you're in your little circle, but you got well qualified Africans on this planet that know the story, know the history, know the philosophy, know every aspect to deal with your absurd claims. Since you might be ignorant because you found some newfound people's concept. And why I'm saying that, I've been away from discussion because I found my effectiveness being more researching and sending people documentation so they can fact check the lies religious people do. Because I'm clear about one thing. Once I see religious people who are zealots, I know they're liars, because they're more concerned with their ego than facts. So that's what I've been doing. Like that, like Lord Solid, he comes to despise me because all I do is anytime I see him, I fact check him. He's the most dishonest person I've met. So I made it as a business to know I'm going to fact check you. Plus, Unfortunately, many of these people don't understand how well documented every aspect of human life is, especially in the West, where you could go and you could get primary literature on every single topic, and you can look at it with great detail and you could understand it. I say that not to relate to your topic. When I saw your topic, right, as it relates to, these are very clear understanding. I went in school when we study Greek mythology and different mythology. These were real God systems that people believe in. But guess what? When people start believing in them, what do? Disappear. So you hear modern religious people, particularly Abrahamic religious people, claim as if their religion is something unique in the history of human beings. Religions are man-made structures. Once men stop practicing them, they die. That's just a fact of history, you know. What more I'm more concerned about is the arrogance of believers to think that this system is so special, like their thing is so unique. When when you look at the history of human beings, and I keep hearing a lot of religious people try to act like if they have looked at other people's systems. They have not looked at other people's systems. The most religious person will know about is Abrahamic religion. They might know a little about Hinduism. They might know about Zoroastrianism. But ask them about the systems coming out of the Americas, if they know about those cultures. Most people had their own systems, including African people, and they were overturned by Europeans and Arabs, mainly through conquest. And what disturbed me the most is the people, the victims of the conquest, are some of the most arrogant and intolerant people over these newfound systems, where most times they don't even know about these systems in terms of the detailed history of these systems. And want to come up and speak to people like everyone is an ignoramus. Well, I've reached the point very clearly where I'm not going to allow it. I'm going to really do as much as I can to fact check them, to expose them. And I really, my aim is to, in communication, is to be respectful. And that's what I do regularly. But I find that once you fact check religious people, they become very defensive and become very arrogant, as I saw with the attempt to act like general discussion was accepting, until you start to point out that your text call people fools who don't believe. How do we respect that? Imagine me telling someone who don't believe what I believe, they're a fool. How would you look at me? But because it's your text, you make excuses for it. That's my contribution for now.
Thank you very much, Sean. Green Vision and Archie are the next speaker. Any questions for Sean? Malak Pokori, you have a question? Please start
Yeah,
from the
can you hear me?
ask your question.
Can you hear me?
The background is noisy. Your background is
Sean,
noisy.
sorry about the noise. Sean, you said you are here to do what? Can you tell us, do you know anything about Sainting at all?
I didn't hear the last part.
Huh?
Part of your statement. Sorry.
Sean, can you hear me?
But sometimes you're breaking up. There's noise in the background, but I can hear you a little bit.
Okay, yeah. I said if you know anything about it,
What?
anything at all, our accent is start.
Uh, Thank
You're
you so
breaking up.
much. Green Vision, please go ahead.
Hey, Popuri, you're
Mark,
breaking up.
thank you for the gift.
Good morning. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you. Quickly, good morning. How you doing, Angel? Okay, let me go forward to the topic. God's go instinct in history when humans forget or stop worshiping. Yeah, it's correct, because when you stop talking about something, it automatically go extinct. That is why when if you have a loved one, maybe a family member who has been gone for many years, maybe 20, 30 years ago, you probably will stop talking about that person, and automatically the memory of that person leaves your brain. You understand? So this God is trying to be relevant by working on the minds of people to keep talking about him when literally he can do nothing, completely nothing, ineffective. Okay, it has been proven over time and time again that this God is so useless and ineffective. I don't know why people are still subscribing to this God. Okay, a typical example, is the this incident that's happening right now in Oyo State. You won't tell me that most of those children who are in the hands of the nappers, most of them, their parents will take them to church on the Sunday of that week. They will pray for protection, pray for everything. And the motherfucking God will just be there watching, and they are being napped into the forest, maltreated, manhandled, flogged, and the God is just watching movie, watching Netflix. He's happy. And he calls himself a God that loves children, that loves human beings. People are worshiping him. Very, very delusional, very, very unprotective, very, very unproductive God. So if anybody is worshiping such a God, in fact, Christians should be worshiping Nnamdi Kanu. If you're a Christian here, you're supposed to be worshiping Nnamdi Kanu. Because these are people that talk and it happens. They talk until it happen. Yes, sir. Prove the effectiveness of your God. I don't know what to say, because I get so angry when I see some comments in this post, and people will be saying only God can save me, God is watching, God will punish the napper. Very stupid comment. A God that does not exist. Okay, him blind, they see him gave Apollo for eye, they see say people that pray to him on Sunday are in the hands of the nappers and be beaten, and they see him until they go play video for him. So until humans realize that it is human that is coming to your rescue, not a F God somewhere that is coming to your rescue. It's humans that is coming to your rescue. Come on, the delusional thinking in your brain. Most of the comments I see in those things are prayers, very stupid comments. Nobody even say, okay, how can we rescue these people? Are we going to donate? What can we do? Should this stage a mass protest? Everybody is writing God, Jesus will come to your rescue. Stupid comment from stupid people. It's
Yeah,
painful. It's painful, and I don't even know what to say. Like, don't ask me question, may ask me question, but ask me
be respectful. Yes.
Oh,
Any question? Ask your question.
Green Vision. I know that you are a very hypocritical person. I want to. You said about Nnamdi Kanu. You know that Nnamdi Kanu always measure God. What he's saying.
Tell me, I said you people are supposed to be worshiping Nnamdi Kanu.
Now I
You
tell you, you know that the
worshiping him
same person
as your
he's
God.
worshiping now is calling God as his sole creator
Now,
every time he says his statement.
now,
That
now
shows that
whether
you
you
don't even
call
have sense. You are calling one the Kanu that is calling God. You are saying you're worshiping a man as is calling God that you are worshiping. Don't you see you don't have sense?
Malapopori, I pray your younger brother or your
Don't pray to
child
me.
or your
Don't say
family to
Christian.
be
Don't say
in
you
that
pray.
in that past
Don't say you
there.
pray, my brother. Don't say you pray.
I
You
want
can
them
never
to be
pray.
there.
You can never pray.
I
Don't
want
stop that
your
rubbish talk.
hold
Stop that rubbish
on.
talk.
Are
You
you
can never
asking me
pray to who?
question?
Who are you praying to?
Is you asking me question? You want to talk with me? Which one?
Yeah,
You
go on,
ask me
go on, go
question.
on.
I said, I wish that your younger brother or your family member is in that hand of nappers. You will not be calling this your useless God again.
That is why
You
I say
don't
you
know
are
how it
very
feels.
dumb. If you
You
are
don't
not
you
dumb,
don't know.
you will know that
You are a
those people are human
you have
beings
been a mumu
and they will
before.
sort
So another
themselves
person
by
to ask
themselves.
question, please.
God don't have any
Yeah.
power to come and take them for kidnapper them. No.
Your God is useless.
Don't say you
Completely
don't know.
useless.
Thank you very much.
Another question, please. Your God is useless. It's very useless.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Can I ask you a
Thank you all.
question,
Yeah.
Vision? Sorry.
Okay, ask your
Okay.
question.
Sorry for man like Popori insulting you, but it's out of anger. Why would you say that God is useless because he did not come down and rescue people who worshipped him and they were napped? Why would you call him useless? Just give me a reason.
And
Yeah,
omniscient.
he's omnipresent. He sees everything. He knows everything, and he's wise.
Okay, good. So, are you? Can we agree that your God is currently in that same place where those children are napped, if he's omnipresent?
Yeah, we can agree that he sees them.
Okay, he's there right now, right?
Yeah, he might be seeing them. Yeah.
I don't think I
Go
have
on, go
anything
on.
to say. If he's there right now, you should know what to do. Next question.
But
Ask
do
a
you
question,
know?
please.
Wait first. Do you know that
Can I ask a
there are
question,
some
please?
cases? Let
Prime,
me tell you something
Prime,
now.
Yeah?
Prime,
Do you know that there are some
Can I ask a
cases
question,
whereby
please?
hey, Prime, hold on now, please.
Prime, hold on. Let him
Go on.
finish his question. Then you
Finish.
ask yours.
do you know that there are some cases inside the same Bible that you are condemning, whereby people are in trouble, God did not act upon them? Do you know that?
It means he's useless.
And do you also know that Jesus Christ
So
says,
what?
since you are following me, you would also be persecuted.
So what?
Mm.
But do not be afraid,
Get to the
Abi.
point he's making.
Do
So
you know
what?
that?
Get to the
Hold
point
on,
he's
Yes.
hold on.
making.
Are you asking me? Please, Sean, hold on now. Are you asking me
Do
a
you know?
question or you are
Do you
quoting
know
the
those
Bible?
things? That's what I'm asking. Do you know those things?
That is the thing that actually make me to deconstruct, because
Very good.
you don't have a God. Wait, hold on. You asked me a question. Let me
Go
answer.
on,
You
I'm
don't
hearing
have
you. I'm
a
hearing you.
God. Hold on now. You don't have a God that claims to be all loving. That when you tag yourself, when you are tagging yourself to be a particular, in operate in a particular way, all loving God, and you are saying you cannot do anything to solve the situation of the worst problem. You want is that everybody should operate with their free will. Cannot pursue your free will, even if people are praying to me and not concern me. Use your free will. You that went to school, use your free will. I'm there, I'm watching. Think now, this person is useless now. Even if
It's
you
not.
as a father won't take that,
It's not.
it's
It's
All
useless
not.
now.
right.
It's not
Thank you
a
very
matter of
much.
being useless.
Need
Yeah.
more
It's
context.
not a matter of
Prime,
being
ask
Thank
useless.
me.
you.
It's a matter of
No
time
problem.
and timing. There's an
Yeah.
appointed time for
One
everything.
time,
Yeah.
hey, Prime, one time
Prime.
is good. One
Thank
time that
you.
you talk about.
Sorry. Prime Mark has a question. Let's let him
Yeah.
ask his question.
Ask me.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity given to me. My
Thank
brother
you.
and my sisters, I really understand the point where you're coming from. I would say I'm a
Sorry.
Christian. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Sorry, Prime Mark. Yeah, we
Yeah.
can hear you, but right now, like it will get to your turn where we'll give you a lot of minutes to, converse more. But right now, we're asking Green Vision's question. If you don't have any questions for him, it will get to your turn
Yeah.
very soon.
Yeah. That's. I'm asking a question. I'm actually asking him a question. Why? I say
Okay, ask
he
me.
says
Direct.
something. He said there is no God. That God is actually in the camp with those children. My question is that God is omnipresent.
Mm,
He sees everything.
mm,
He can't just come down and
mm.
help you. He has placed people in the position to do that.
Are
Believe
you
me or
asking me a
not,
question?
there is God.
Are you asking me a
Yes, I'm asking you a
question?
question. Yes, I'm asking you a
But
question.
you are. That's not a
Why
question.
will you
You're
say,
already saying
okay,
submission.
okay,
You have to
okay,
ask
let
me
me purchase this.
questions.
Okay, let me ask you, okay,
Ask
let
me.
me say like this. So, why will
Uh-huh.
you say there is no God?
Mm,
That's my
mm.
question. Why will you say there's no God?
Okay,
You are saying
can
those
I
children are
answer
in the
you?
camp, and yeah, answer me, please. Thank you.
Good. Thank God you said something and you contradicted yourself just immediately. That is why I said you people need to calm down and think. You said your God is omnipresent. Omnipresent. Maybe don't know the meaning of that word. And you said it does not need to come down. Somebody that is omnipresent doesn't need to come down. It's already there now. What are you coming down when you're omnipresent? The English is so simple. You understand? If you say he has put people there, if you say he has put people there to come and rescue those children, then who did the children or the parents of that children pray to on Sunday for protection? Was it Tinubu? Tinubu is the terrorist. Me and you know that one. They pray to somebody that is far they claim to be far higher than the government for rescue, and that one is just them watching Netflix. You call that God? You call that God a responsible God?
Let
Ask
me
better
let
question,
me
I
say
beg. I need question.
let me say this right, because when Christians say the reason God is not doing anything about the Christians being napped right now is because number one, they will give the argument of free will, and secondly, they'll give the argument that in the Bible not everybody God rescued, which is true. Like Gabriel said, in the Bible there are people in times that God did not rescue, but then I read, and Christians will not agree that there are contradictions in the Bible, but English is not our language. We know the meaning or the definition of a contradiction. If you're telling me that there is a place in that Bible where people needed this God's help and he didn't intervene, what happens if I read other places like this in the Bible for you? How do you reconcile them? But the Lord is faithful. He will strengthen you and protect you from the evil one. The Lord will keep you away from all harm, all harm. He will watch over you all your life from the things coming now and forevermore. Like there are Bible verses where it specifically tells me that if I believe in this God, He is a shield that I can take refuge in. So what are we saying? Which one is it? Is He gonna protect me from all harm, or is He gonna let my harmers have their free will and harm me? Which one really is it? That is a classic contradiction there. Does He protect you from every situation you are in, like it says all harm, or there are times where, oh, not all the harms He will protect you from? Gabriel, you can quickly respond to that, then Archie is the next speaker.
He will protect you from all harms, but he will give you the mind and heart to accomplish the few ones you can. God will not bring a problem, or God will not allow a problem that is bigger than you to attack you. He only allows the one, if I say bring, he only allows the one that he knows you can handle. Yeah.
So
You can take the case
the
of
woman that is trending, in Nigeria right now, where the president tried to use force to save them, and the kidnappers got angry and they've like doubled the affliction and the beating they are giving them. You're saying those people that we are watching their videos and crying, their God, again, they are all Christians. Their God is giving them something that they can handle, right?
like I said,
Now, see that
God is not the cause of
and makeup.
anybody's problem. God is not the reason why bad things happen to people. Do you understand me? So if you understand that,
Angel, listen,
I
discussion needs to
understand, yeah.
happen because people are unaliving in Nigeria right now, and these Christians are
Yes,
making
lots of people
terrible
are.
statements and people are unaliving. Let them express themselves so we can hear the absurdity as people are unaliving, that they're using their religious texts to make excuses as people lose their lives.
Yeah, it's actually a very sad and sensitive topic, what's going on in
Please,
Nigeria.
Angel.
And
Prophetess.
if there's ever a time where we need some sort of a proof of a God, it really could be now. By what? Something supernatural happen. Not something natural, something supernatural happen. That's what we call a miracle, right? Archie, go on, let's hear you on the topic. Gabriel, we're coming to you. Archie, Glad of Hearts, Gabriel, Man Like Popori, Prime Mark are the next
Can I
speaker.
ask a question? Can I ask a question?
Christians.
Can I ask a
Want to ask me a
question?
question?
Prodigal, you ask a question. Just 1 second. I want us to quickly round off so we can engage more without the time constraints. Archie, go ahead.
Okay, good morning, guys. So the topic is gods go extinct in history when human forgets or stop worshiping. I mean, that's a very logical statement right there, because the same way we don't see people that are believers of Zeus, and the same way we don't see people that are believers of other, idols and worship and other worship religions, there's same thing would apply to the whole Jesus and God concept. The moment there are lesser people that worship, or the moment there are more atheists, obviously the God would go out of existence. His power will become unusable anymore. He will not be able to do the things that he had claimed to be able to do. So yeah, that's a very logical claim, and I agree to it 101%. And if I'm going to divert a bit and talk about the topic of what we're experiencing. You know, if a God wants us to worship Him, you know, a bunch of people to worship Him continuously, at least the least He could do is just show us His power. I don't ever think I would ever beckon on Him to do anything for me. But I mean, you have your children, the people that you call your worshippers, the people that they love and adore you, and you see they are ready to fight for you everywhere. Let them feel like, okay, we're doing it for a reason. And I don't know how they keep doing that. I don't know. There's kind of illusion that they are fed, because I don't understand. The God keeps putting you in situations that are very terrible. The God does nothing. You still go ahead to worship the God. That's the logic I don't understand. If you're saying that a God is you're worshiping Him for because of His almighty and all that, then let us, at least me, that I'm not going to want to believe or serve Him, let me be jealous of something. I don't have anything to be jealous of. You say your God does miracles, show me. I can't see it. So why do I want to ever consider, you know, attaching myself to your religion? You know, you say your God can save. He has the miraculous power, and you know, He can split the Red Sea and all that. Okay, I don't need Him to split the Red Sea. I just need Him to save the children that are in the kidnappers' arms. You know, that's all I need. I don't need you to do too much. Let me even see that your God can do stuff. You know. But somehow there'll be a story around why. I mean, people already started giving them their excuse. You know, why God cannot help you. Or, you know, I'm sorry to say, Gabriel, the thing you said that really pissed me off. You said that God will not give to you the thing that you cannot handle. People are born with cancer, and you're saying that a baby is given cancer because of they can handle it. Or the people that are in Oyo State now that are being kidnapped, they have been given that situation because God thinks they can handle it. How does that make any sense? You know, a God that has so much power, instead of creating a world free of torment, you know, you will be distributing torment to different kind of people because He thinks they can handle it. I don't understand. You know, earlier you also mentioned that God does not do evil. I'm sorry, I don't think you have read the Bible, because the Bible literally says that I, the Lord, create all, and I created evil. He specifically said it, that He created evil. So if He created evil, I'm not even surprised about that, because nigga has done so many terrible things in the Bible. But now we're in a modern age, and we're expecting Him, we're begging Him for stuff, and then we're having His followers, His worshippers, saying that He would not give to you anything that you cannot handle. Hence, He's the one that puts those children, not like children that they're supposed to go to school, get education, and go back home. He put them in that situation because He thinks they can handle it. You know, I don't think that I could ever become a Christian, or I could ever become a worshipper of God, which is fine. But the people that believe, I mean, all of you that believe, I'm not even going to debate you. All I need you to do is that show me what your God can do. Don't give me no nonsense of he's waking you up and keeping you. I didn't even ask for that. Like, these are things that we genuinely need. What is the point of having so much power? He can do anything. He can turn water to wine. He can do all those magic powers. But now, when we need Him the most, there's one story that you're going to tell me about why He cannot do it at this exact moment, or why he's giving his worst tribulation to His strongest soldier, and all that nonsense. So please, if anybody have any question, I think that's my submission.
Can I
Thank you,
ask a
Archie. Any
question?
question? Yes, Prodigal.
Okay, so
Ask your
actually, right,
question.
so people are entitled to their beliefs, right? Like you people, right? So I want to ask you people, don't you people know that some of the kidnappings in this state, in some of the atrocities that you people are saying, that why isn't God stopping? You know, why isn't Jesus stopping the affair? Don't you people know that some of these things are being done in the name of Allah, in the name of man, in the name of another God? So the question I want to ask you people that keep probing me is, what about the people who killed children in the name of Baal and Moloch? You know, you people keep asking, why doesn't the Christian God? That's a whole different question that I will answer. But this is the question I've been trying to
So
answer.
I
Ask
think the
everyone
point
on the
is
floor.
that the
Okay.
Christian
What about the
God,
people?
the point is that the Christian God in this same Bible said He will protect you from the harm of those evildoers. Why is He not doing that? Is the question.
Look,
Prodigal, I
okay.
would like to answer
And
your
that's a
question.
good question. And you quoted the Bible for me, right? You
Prodigal,
quoted the Bible for me right now,
Prodigal
right?
Prophet, I would like to answer your question,
Sure.
please. I think your question was that, don't I know that is the other people that are doing these killings on the name of
I know.
Allah?
My question is that,
Okay.
no, it's not. Don't you know that? When you put the question like that, syntax is important. I didn't say, don't you know? Syntax is very, very important. I said, what about the people who were killing and raping and kidnapping in the name of their God, like Allah, Baal, and Moloch?
Okay, so I'll just
That's
put
just
it
all I
this way.
asked.
I
Like,
get
I'm
your
not
I get
asking
your
it in
question already.
reference to the
No,
Christian God. I'm
I
just trying
get
to
your
say that
question.
you.
I get your question and predicable. Let me just respond so we can move on. So your question is around the fact that there are people that are killing in the name of Allah, Baal, and all that and all that. Well, I would want to believe. I was once Christian too. I would want to believe that we were told that our God is the strongest. I don't need you to even like show me to be the strongest or whatever. I mean, you are saying that some people are killing in the name of Baal or Allah. Are you then saying that Allah is stronger than your Jesus Christ or God? Because if you are saying that, then that gives me a different meaning of what I mean. Is that there are several gods and there are several rankings to the gods, because there's a whole complexity around that now. Because what I am saying is that the persons that are being kidnapped now are Christians. Like I think 90% of them, or if not all of them, are all Christians, and they are praying. And all I'm asking is, I don't care who is doing the killing. I'm saying that the God that they are praying to could come and rescue them. That's what I'm saying. I don't care who is doing the killing. Yeah, that's another God. That's another different domain.
Yeah, thank you, Ati. Yeah, thank you very much. Glad of heart. Let's hear you.
Good morning, guys. So I see that we are talking about good morning. I see we are talking about God this morning. You know, me, I'm not here to argue. I'm a Christian. You know, I might probably argue as in make some argument, or some of my opinion might seem unchristian like, but that's fine. You get, I try to be a little rounded. I try to touch on other things. They say truth confirms truth. It's not a must that it's religious truth. You get. And also I'll try to also talk about some spiritual experiences, why I feel that many of us are getting this thing very, very wrong. We are not the one that brought God into this whole thing, into existence. We didn't bring God into, he brought us in. You get. As a Christian, the Bible says he created us in his image. He made all things for his pleasure. So he's the one bringing us into this. It's a privilege that we are here. And when we give him reasons to think otherwise, even though he's great in patience and mercy, he will stop at nothing to make sure that he will destroy you and he will never build you up again. So just get that, because the atheist has this entitled sense of entitlement, or this entitlement mentality. That's not the truth, though. That's not the truth of the gospel. I don't know what they've been whitewashing you with in church, but it doesn't take a genius. Like, anybody can take the Bible and be very sincere about it and start opening it so that you know who the God of the Bible is. You understand who he is. He said he made all things for his good pleasure. I have seen his character. He doesn't really change. He doesn't change. He can be strict at times, but he's kind, he's merciful. He's shown his love in Christ Jesus. He's very, very truthful to a fault, even though you don't like it. But now in truth, like I said, he brought you in. You get, you are not the one that brought God into existence. What's my time? Okay, I still have 2 minutes to go. So, that one alone should change our mentality. The atheist feels like, oh, perhaps it's because many people are believing this stuff. And because they are believing this stuff, they are giving this God relevance. There was a series I watched that year. I think American Gods was the name of the series. And somehow, Jesus Christ, a lot of blasphemy in the movie, but, you can't, we watch what we watch. You get, it can be educational sometimes, but a lot of blasphemy. Jesus had so much popularity because a lot of people believed in him. Odin had some popularity because some people believe. I don't know where they get that idea. That perhaps it's because these gods have so many believers. That's why they are popular. That's why they hold so much power. But it's false. It's wrong. I'm convinced. I will get to the spiritual part where I will tell you why I believe we have this whole thing wrong. If we stop believing in God, if everybody just choose not to believe in God again, I can assure you what is left for humanity is extinction. Inevitable extinction, because God was not made for you. You were made for God. You understand? If you take something away from its source, if you leave a people alone, if God leaves a people, it's because of his mercy. That's the reason. God doesn't really leave people. If God should actually, let's be honest, I don't know if you're science students here. You know, you deal with physical properties and all. If you detach a thing from its source, it inevitably dies. That's the thing. We are the ones that need God. We need God. Let me share the spiritual experience I had. I think it was a dream or something, or I was actually somewhere with a friend, you know, and we're really enjoying ourselves that day. I was very high that period. It happened like maybe a couple of years ago. And God showed me a vision. That's where I knew that you see this thing they talk, you know, let God not leave you, let God not depart from you, things like that. It's real low. You look, you feel left alone. It was just like a flash. I just felt this, I just felt the weight of the anguish, you know, the weight of the sorrow, how it feels when God leaves people, so a person or leaves somebody totally. You know, in Christianity, we call it death. Like, we don't even want that. We don't want to entertain it. Sure, you get. A lot of people are confounded in their mind. Their mind is corrupted. They don't longer know how to think very properly. It's not you that brought God into this thing. He brought you into a reality. He made you from dust. How can dust start to decide? You know, start to say, no, this is how we have to go. That is the issue. You know, so until we tackle this thing at the foundation, we'll keep getting it wrong. You can try it and see. Sure, you guys want signs. I'm very sure that in the days coming, maybe only God knows if this world still has as in 2 years left before perhaps half of humanity will be out there. You guys will understand that this world is not merely physical. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Ehis. Any questions for him? Gabriel, Prime Mark, you both are the next speakers. Gabriel, please go ahead. Please tap on your screens. Sean, you have a question.
Another question? Yes. I
Please go
got
ahead.
enough respect to you. I think you're a very respectful person. We differ, but I respect you. But I want to ask you a question. I just put something in the chat, right? You're speaking about God. I know you're a Christian, right? But you're speaking for humanity. You said God, right? And when you spoke, you're speaking as if everybody has the same God concept as you do. To date, we have about 10,000 God concepts and about 20,000 religions to date that human beings have practiced to date. But you're speaking as if everybody's God concept is yours. That's disrespectful to people's history. Speak as a Christian. Speak as a Christian, please.
But let me share with you my reasoning, and which is very logical. When I look at human beings, I see that we are all the same essentially. It shows me that, you know, we must come from one one workshop, right? Perhaps there are variations of humans, you know, texture of the color of your skin, texture of your hair, the color of your eyes, you know, in respect to a particular race or group of people. Sure, you get, but essentially we are the same. Look at the blood vessels, everything is just the same. We are from one workshop. That's the truth. It tells me already that there's one creator, one maker. Any other thing that you can up and down, one person is lying. Perhaps Christianity is lying. Sure, you get, but I'm convinced that Christianity is not lying. But one thing that me and you can agree with is that God is one. There is one maker. So all this other nonsense, rubbish religion, lies. Maybe Christianity is even, but one person is telling the truth. Maybe it's Hindu. But as for me, I'm convinced it's Christianity. So that's why I'm speaking the way I'm speaking. You get, you have to forgive me. You know, I'm actually entitled my own opinion. Sure, you get, that's cool.
No,
Green Vision.
like I said, I do know, but what I'm saying to you, you're speaking as if you're speaking for humanity, but you're a Christian. So it's best you speak for a Christian, because what you do, I don't think y'all understand how dismissive it is of other people. Like when you're speaking about God and you act like everybody believe the God that you do, they don't. They do not respect other people's existence. That's what I'm saying. And that's the same mentality this religion was spread with. This religion was spread by the same type of mentality, by people who went around the world unaliving people, telling them they have to believe their religion. Now you people come here and try to act like we don't know the history. You sound just like the people who imposed this religion on other people. Don't tell me you don't know that.
Yeah, thank you, Sean. Green Vision. Last question for Glad, then Gabriel.
Glad, I've already said we need God. It is not God that needs us. Am I correct? Okay. If I may ask, who is making God relevant now? Is it you or God?
See, the people who are, do you think that 2 point something, okay, they say Islam or whatever, but okay, Christianity and all, do you think that all these religious people, they are just doing those things just
I'm
like
not
that?
asking you Islam or what. I said, who is
Because they are trying to make
making,
that God relevant, or because
I
somebody
said,
is
who
trying,
is
wait, I'm
making
coming,
you
I'm coming,
relevant?
I'm
Because,
coming.
hold on,
At
because
least,
you are the one speaking, you are the one speaking and trying to tell us that there is God, there is God. So you are
yes.
actually making God relevant, right?
Listen, I'm not making God relevant. I'm doing it for my own dear precious life, and because I recognize that God is God, that created me, and I know very well that my sustenance, my everything, if I must continue living, I must acknowledge the fact that there is somebody flipped the switch, turned on the button to start with, and I have to
Okay.
you have to, yes, I have to show some sense of appreciation to keep that going. If not, I die. Simple. Sure,
Okay,
you get.
okay,
So I'm not trying to
okay,
make
okay.
God
Hold on, hold
relevant.
on, hold on, hold on. You are actually attributing your living to this God that is watching over you. And if you stop
Absolutely,
worshiping
absolutely. If
Him,
God, listen,
hold
if
on
God
now,
created me,
hold on
doesn't that
now. Are you
uh,
a pastor? Hold on. I said you are actually attributing your living to the God that you are serving. That if, when you stop worshiping Him, you might unalive. And those of us that are not
yes, when you
worshiping
stop,
Him, we are living without stress, no problem. So I just wanted to make you understand that you are actually the one making the God relevant. You, human being, the God needs you,
how,
not you
how?
need the God. I'm done. I'm done. Somebody can go on. Thank you.
Can
Yeah,
anybody hear me?
we can hear you, NJ. I think NJ has a network problem.
I can hear you.
Okay,
Yes,
okay. Gabriel, you're the next speaker.
Sorry. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak here. I don't
Angel,
have time. I think I
he
have
was trying
6
to
minutes
speak,
before I get
Angel.
back to work.
Gabriel,
Okay.
Gabriel, remember,
He said,
let's see, she didn't hear when Prodigy was trying to speak. Angel, Prodigy was trying to ask a question.
Oh, okay. You asked the question after Gabriel's timer then.
okay. He said gods go extinct in history when humans forget to worship them. That is true. That is 100% true. Yeah. From my own background here, there is a God behind my grandfather's backyard who is actually there no more. Nobody dey go turn drink for here again, so he has actually packed out and nobody know where he is. So yeah, they go extinct. You can get the likes of Zeus, even though some certain people as at present they still worship Zeus and some other Roman gods and many other religions and all. So yes, gods go extinct if nobody worships them. But you cannot say that in the same vein as the God I worship, which is Yahweh. And I cannot justify that when Christianity comes to Africa, it did not do all sort of atrocities, that is, killing people, unaliving people, and tactfully or forcefully applying it to us, and let me say, deceiving us. Or I could say we were deceived. You understand? But I can still appeal to you that people who you also think that were deceived actually accepted these things because they felt it was actually correct. Yeah, they felt it was correct. I can give you the same vein as my great grandma. You understand? This is something told to me by my grandmother. She was a very chronic idol worshiper. She was among those who actually unalived some white men who came from some of the Europeans who landed close to their village. They unalived them and used them for sacrifice. But she had this conviction about Christianity, then she applied Christianity. She was never forced. You can see the kind of barbaric actions they took. They killed Europeans that came via ships and used them for sacrifices. You understand? So if you say Christianity coming to Africa caused all sorts of atrocities, they killed people, they forcefully imply, I can only apologize for that, but I'm not the one that did it. You understand? I only find like in what I was taught, and I accepted it. You get? I found light in it and I accepted it. I am not the one that unalived my fellow people, my fellow Africans back then when Christianity came. And back to what? Wait, I'm not done, bro. I'm not done. Wait first. Let me
Sorry,
finish.
please.
Thank you. So you guys are saying I said God will give you a problem. I corrected myself, and I think Asia, Professor Generation, the host, would actually concur to that. I corrected myself. I said God allows. He did not. I did not say He gives. He gives the problem. No, He allows. He will not allow a problem bigger than you to come to you. And another thing, kidnapping is not done by somebody who is actually influenced by a being or something. It's out of greed. I can wake up this morning and say, yeah, I not get money. I can kidnap anybody and call for ransom, and they will send the money, and they will go. And in order for you to get your money fast is to inflict pain on your victim. You get the point. I'm not justifying anything that these kidnappers are doing that is right, but I'm telling you it's out of greed. A lazy man would actually think of ways, easier ways to get himself the wealth he needs. You understand? A lazy man would think of easier ways to get the wealth he needs. Yeah, so if I am lazy and I can get access to a weapon, I go kidnap you, put for his house, inflict pain, call your people, they send ransom, I release you. You go, I get my money. Easy money. You understand? So you cannot blame it on somebody that they are worshiping that is the reason why did he not go and save them. You cannot blame it on him. He has an appointed time whereby all these things will cease. You get? He is not the reason humans are imperfect, because it's imperfection that results to greed, and greed to sin, and sin to death. You understand? Imperfection is the cause of those things. I think I will end there. Let me just stop here.
Thank you. Prodigal, you can ask your question.
It's like remember it again. I write it down. Sorry, I was just listening and I forgot it.
Okay, well, after, yeah,
You can ask him a
ask your
question
question.
and I'm gonna drop. I don't know his name. What is his name? I can't see it.
I'm Gabriel.
Gabriel?
Remember
Sorry,
me from
Gabriel.
last time we stoic.
Sorry.
It's Gabriel.
Bro,
Gabriel.
I really have respect for you. I think, other than the statement you made before about the children, it kind of hit me raw, but I think you're a respectful Christian. Most of the Christians I know are very respectful people. Very respectful people. It's not unique, you know. But what I come to really gets to me though is particularly amongst continental African Christians. Y'all speak as if we do not know the history of Christianity. We have the records well documented in terms of the way Europeans plotted to execute the Christianization of the world. It was not by mistake. Please understand it. Please understand this. And I need you to understand something, right? There's a term. It's called social engineering, right? I don't know if you know about it, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. It means when you set up institutions, right, to reinforce the values and the kind of thinking and behavior that you wish people to have. And read, you probably never saw this stuff. I would like for you, and I can send you it. See how they organize the different Christian movements, especially when they came out of America. How they organized the schools in the Caribbean, the schools in Africa, the schools everywhere. They had laid out plans how they are going to take the people over and indoctrinate them into Christianity, and they become the people who run the society for them. This is, you guys are speaking like these things were not done by human beings, and the records are there. I don't know where you at, but the records, and guess what? The records are coming out more and more because people are tired of the lies that Christians are doing.
Can I speak now? Can I talk? Can I say something here? So you are saying that the Europeans plotted everything, how Christians is going to be like in Africa and some other places, and they want to indoctrinate the world, yeah? But let me tell you something, yeah? If you are able to identify that the devil actually runs this system, I believe there is a devil, yeah. he he was formerly an angel who sinned and blah 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 blah. You all know the stuff. So I believe there's a devil here, and I believe
It.
he runs.
And I can prove it.
I believe he runs this entire system. So the devil has one plan to tarnish anything that has to do in relation with God. That is why you see all sort of atrocities and everything. It's mentioned here in this same Bible you are reading. So you cannot blame God or blame it in the history of how Christianity came about. It was supposed to bring about in a peaceful manner. That is how Jesus Christ prescribed it. Jesus Christ never forced anyone to become his followers. You understand? He did not force
Yeah.
anybody. You understand? So what I'm saying is this here. If you can identify that there is an entity who is Satan the devil, who can actually turn himself into an angel of light, stated in the Bible, and can deceive as many people as he wants. I'm not saying he's deceiving you, please. Do not get me wrong. Okay.
Gabriel, thank
He
you.
can
I'll
deceive
leave on this
the
note, right?
people.
Anyone could say that, Gabriel. Anyone could use that type of excuse. What I'm really trying to emphasize to you, as you're here speaking about Christianity and how people converted out of their will, please note that's not true. That's not the history. And more importantly, you need to understand how social engineer occur. I'm from Guyana. It's the same thing happened. In my village, we have Methodists, we have Anglican, we have Roman Catholic. They did the same thing with the kind of schools they set up, with the church they set up to socialize us to accept what they were bringing. But you
Bro,
just keep
I'm a
speaking as if you
full-blooded
don't understand how
African.
this happened.
I am telling
Let
you
me
this
say
thing
this,
out
right?
of my own history.
Before
I can take you to the place.
let
Go on,
me
go on, go on. I'm hearing you.
let me check this. Gabriel, do you know Gabriel? Have you heard of Arianism before? Arianism before?
No, I've never heard of that.
Well, I wanted to say before Prodigal Son goes on that, like Sean said, if we wanted to look at history unbiasedly, if that English is correct, there is, apart from force, there is social, Sean, what do you call it? Social conditioning or something. There are certain communities
But
back then
the
in
term is called
history.
social engineering, but it's the
Yes.
same thing.
Yes. Well, let's even look at even other factors where, like the Arianism, I said, when the whole Nicene Creed and the whole thing was decided that, oh, this is the version of Christianity that is going to be accepted and pushed. Other forms of Christianity, in quotes, that don't necessarily believe what you believe as a Christian today, especially when it deals with the person of Jesus, they were subdued, and it became something like, and this is issue where communities that practiced Arianism, which is like a form of belief just different from Christianity, these communities were forced, or not like physically forced. They were like, it's like a thing where for us to survive now, we got to partner with the Trinity guys. Arianism was now being closed. Their priests were no longer able to ordain people. So like the communities that were like practicing Arianism had to like leave that belief system and merge with the central Christianity that was now as agreed on by the different councils that we know of. So in the case of history, some people were converted into Christianity by will, yes. But let's not forget people like those people in those communities where the thing they were practicing was no longer seemed legal, now seemed outcast. Now people were now being punished for practicing any other type of Christianity apart from the Trinity decided by the council. So now their community had to like change their belief to now practice another set. So there are different ways people converted into Christianity in history, and it's not forced, it's literally there. Communities that practiced other type of Christianity, you would call it, they had to merge and change their beliefs because Arianism was no longer being acknowledged even in political settings. You could no longer and all. So yes, different people changed in history into Christianity. Not all of them was because of will. Force, physical force, social conditioning, a lot of reasons are the reasons why. Even in Africa, sorry, one second. I engaged this woman, she's very, very old, and she told me specifically that when the missionaries brought churches to us here, and their schools. In their schools, first of all, if you are speaking your local language, they term it vernacular. So English was what they were teaching them back then. She was very young back then. And if you wanted to participate in the free lunch and the different things that their healthcare and their schools give, there is no way you can't convert. Like even my mom, when she started attending the missionary school, she had to convert to Christianity. So it's a thing where a lot of things or a lot of good deeds that the missionaries did, you had to first leave or denounce your African
Thank you,
heritage, convert to
Jesus. Thank
Christianity
you.
before you are like fully jiggered. There's even a cartoon made where they're like, accept Jesus your Lord and Savior or no lunch for you. This may seem like comedy, but back then it's like accept Jesus your Lord and Savior or you are not, you can't get access to a lot of these things that these people are bringing. So there are a lot of different reasons people are Christians today. I'm just saying not all of it was because of their own free will. Yeah. Prodigal son, you can go on. You have the next 5 minutes, then Derek will speak. Prodigal son, go ahead. Sorry, prodigal prophet. Sorry. Yeah, Gabriel, after Lord Solid is an open mic, so you can engage further during that time.
Talk language.
And you're calling him, wait, let me land. Let me land. And you're mocking him when somebody else does gets killed. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I get your advice now. When somebody gets unalived, I get your advice. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. When somebody gets unalived, right? So my point is that like the world belongs to the evil one in the Christian world. So don't take the evil world and judge the Christian standard. When you looking from the Christian book, why is kidnapping, murder, and rape happening? Because the end of the world is near, and the world belongs to the evil one, the devil that people attest that doesn't exist. He's the one telling their souls to do this thing because the devil is able to communicate with us within our body. It's just how he gets to tempt us. So God came, the devil is from him, evil entered creation. Okay, God didn't create evil. Evil seeped into creation from the devil's heart. I will ascend is the father of all evil in the world. He came to Eve and said, Eve, follow me and ascend also. You can be like God if you eat this, if you gain this knowledge, which is a whole different theory because you people might not believe that's real. But I'm saying that evil crept into this world from the heart of the evil one. Okay, and evil is still flowing through this world. So, regardless of if you believe in God or not, when you probe a Christian, the reality is that my answer to you is that the world belongs to the evil one. That is what Jesus said himself. Do you understand me? And that's why in Christianity we need a new heaven and a new earth. And that is what is going to happen at the end of the Bible as prophesied. So when you people say kidnapping, robbery, and all these things, the world belongs to the evil one. But do you notice something? Why don't you see Christians doing the robbery and the unaliving and the kidnapping on rampant? That's the main question. Yeah, go ahead, probe me. Where do you see it? Tell me the
Are
last
you saying
Christian
Christians
suicide bomber
don't
you know.
kill?
I can't hear.
Christians don't unalive
No, my sister,
bomb
let's not go back to. I am saying that when you open your Twitter and you hear of the people kidnapped in Oyo, who are the bandits and what religion are they praying? Are you hearing of the Christians doing this? Don't talk about the history because let me
No,
tell you
because
something. There are
Oyo
popes.
is not the only
Wait. Before you
Oyo is not the only place on
go into
earth. So my
history, we
question
will
is,
check
are
the
you
whole
saying
world.
Christians don't kill?
Check the whole world. We'll probe the whole world. Yeah, we'll probe the whole world. But can I get like 45 more seconds? Sorry, because my time is almost done. But you can check the whole world. And where do you see Christians persecuting other people? Check the whole world. Just go check it. There's no country that the dominant people are Christians and they pray to be Christians and they're persecuting people. There's no country in the world. Go check it. So, like, it's us in every country being persecuted. And again, I'm not here to twist people's beliefs, but I'm just here to defend your questions from my absolute belief. Not my absolute belief to you, but my absolute conviction from me. Remember, each to his own belief. So I'm not here to come. I'm just telling you my answers. So if you check the world and the current contemporary effect of the world, right, there's no one
Yeah, I
country
have
where
a
Christians
question
are
for you. Just
persecuting
one
a
question.
minority. Sure, go ahead.
Just one
Mhm.
question. You said, yeah, you
Okay.
said
Like,
God
hold
gave
on.
this earth to
Hold
the
on.
evil
Hold on.
ones, right?
I never said God gave this earth to the evil one. What's your syntax? God said the earth
Is
belongs to
that
the evil
correct?
one.
Like
I
he
never said he
gave
gave it to
the
the evil
evil
one.
ones this earth, is
No,
what
you
it
are wrong. You are wrong. You are wrong. No, you are wrong. That is not what I said. You are wrong. That's not what I said. You are wrong. That's not what I said.
Just
Don't
tell me
misquote
what
my
you said,
syntax
please.
to create a question. I said that when Jesus was on this earth, he testified that the world belongs to the evil one. Did you understand me?
Sorry, you
And
said
this is
what?
why we need a new heaven and a new earth. The world belongs to the evil one.
What's different from what you said? Okay, you're saying he didn't give it to them like what I said. It just belongs to them naturally, right?
No, that's not what I said also. You know what I mean? He didn't give it to them naturally. And it
Okay,
doesn't belong to
fine,
them
fine.
naturally
I
at the
thought
same
I heard
time.
you correctly, but you're still saying the same thing. My major question
I'm not
was
saying the
Second
same thing.
Thessalonians 3, verse 3, where it says the Lord is faithful. He will, one second. The Lord who is faithful, he will strengthen you and protect you from the evil one. So, prodigal son, the Lord is faithful and protect you from the evil one. Is this like a
What did you
literal
say?
verse? Because if you
What
say that, okay, the
what
people
did you say?
unaliving
What
and
did you
kidnapping
say?
are the evil
What did
ones,
you say?
Ah,
What verse of the Bible? This what part of the verse of the Bible did you
Second
read?
Thessalonians 3, verse 3, amongst many other verses like that. But Second Thessalonians 3, verse 3, where
Second
it assures
Thessalonians 3
believers
verse 3.
that yes, this God will protect you from the evil ones. So I'm not saying that God protects the
No,
people from the evil ones in
That
Oyo.
is
I would
wrong.
like
That
you
is
to
wrong.
explain that.
That is wrong. That is wrong. That is wrong. Who is the evil one? There is no evil ones. Okay? There is no evil ones. There is no evil two. There is just one evil one. Okay, to clarify to you, okay? To clarify to you, there is no evil ones. The one I'm talking about, I'm quoting in the Bible. When God said the world belongs to the evil one, he meant Lucifer. Okay?
Let
Don't
me
twist the
ask my question
syntax.
like this
Okay?
then. Let me
Don't
ask my
go
question
up.
like this. It's fine.
The verse of the
Don't make
Bible
it look
you
like I'm
just read,
twisting
it
things.
did
I'm
not
just
say
asking
evil
a
one.
question.
Because you are. I'm at the
Should I
Thessalonians
show you
verse of the Bible. Let me
should
read
I
it
show
out.
you like
But the Lord, let me read it out. Let me
read it
read it
out,
out. But the
please?
Lord is faithful and shall establish you and keep you from evil. It never says keep you from the evil one, Lucifer. Do you understand me? So that's what I'm saying. Watch your syntax when you try to probe an argument.
Kidnapping?
Hmm?
Evil, does that include kidnapping?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes,
Evil,
it does.
does it
Yes, it
include
does. And you ask, why are they
Does your God protect
why are they
Christians
kidnapped,
from
right?
kidnapping?
Am I kidnapped?
No, that's not my question.
No,
My
no, no,
question
no.
is,
Am I a Christian? Am I
does your
kidnapped?
God protect Christians
My
from
sister, yes, he
kidnapping?
does. Yes, he does.
Please
I'm
answer
not
my
kidnapped.
question
Yes, he does.
directly.
I'm not
You're
kidnapped.
answering me
Yes, he
question.
does. Yes, he does.
Yes,
Yes, he does. I am not
all right,
kidnapped.
thank you.
He does. I am not kidnapped.
Because you are not kidnapped, that means he does. I get that. Thank you.
I
Next
have a
question.
question for you.
Yeah,
Logically.
next question. I'm coming.
Simple. Prodigal, do you know what is called insurance?
Go on.
Okay. You know what's called insurance. That's good. If you know what is called insurance, I wouldn't want you to explain because that wouldn't make sense, because you already understand that insurance is when you actually when human being insured any property or whatsoever to an insurance company.
Quickly, yes, quickly. I know what you want to say. Let me just cut it short for you. And it's supposed to be like an insurance, and this is supposed to insure us,
I know
right?
you're a
Let me just
pastor. You don't
quickly,
allow
like,
members to speak in church, but just calm down, okay? This is
no,
not a
it's not
church.
that I'm a
Just
pastor.
calm
It's
down,
like
okay?
I already know your point. So let me
You
just
don't.
cut you
Let
short
me.
and explain
You know my
everything
point.
to
Let me
you.
just land so
The
that other
only
people will know.
insurance,
Or that Oga, hold
but the
on.
only
I know
insurance,
you know
the
my
only
wait.
insurance a Christian is given is the resurrection. Every other affliction, the Bible
Okay,
promises us
protection is
that
not among the
affliction will befall
insurance.
the Christian. Hmm?
Protection is
Listen
not
to
among the
me.
insurance.
Listen to me. The Bible assures us that Christians will be beheaded and persecuted. Do you know that?
Okay, that's the
The
assurance for
Bible
being a
tells us that we should
Christian.
be ready. Yes, the Bible says yes that we will be beheaded and persecuted. This is the assurance
I
of being a Christian. I don't know what you people
okay,
are
no
taught,
problem, no
but
problem.
this is what I was raised to believe.
I need a
Just I mean,
I need a
so
Christian. Wait, I need a Christian who does not forget what he or she says. Anybody can go. Come
I'm
on, thank you.
sure I'm here, but the Bible assures me. Sorry, okay, go on. Sure, go on.
All right, next question.
Yes.
Okay, so how did the devil? I thought God created the world. How did the devil manage to take it from God? Did he defeat
Yes.
God?
But are you I like that question. Haven't you heard about the first rebellion?
No.
Haven't you heard about the first rebellion? Yes, if you've not heard about it, okay, realistically speaking, you're not going to be blasphemous when you say, did he defeat God? It's because the devil did attempt to do it. He did
Yeah, so
try.
how did he
That's
take
how
the
the
world from
Bible
God?
expresses it. But he lost. Hmm? How did he take the word from God? Hmm? Should I express it to you, or should I express it like I don't like question after question. Do you want to hear a real
It's
honest
the same
expression?
question. It's the same question. Which one is question after question? It's one question I asked you. How did the devil
Okay,
take
how did he
the
take
word
it
from
from the
God?
word?
Yes,
So
from God, yes.
so now to answer your question, moving from scripture to scripture to scripture to scripture, I wouldn't use a point that's personalized. So you see that Jesus attested and said, I have seen Lucifer fall from heaven. Do you understand me? And you go to Revelations 2 when he was cast down out of heaven, because you need to understand the entity that is Lucifer. God did create some things, okay? God is very powerful being. Do you understand me? So maybe to a degree, there's something that you can't unalive anymore, but you can unalive in a way. I don't know how to put it to you, but
Yeah, you don't know what
it's
you're saying now.
complicated,
That's
but
what
it's
it is.
real. My point is that I know how to put it to you is that my point is that God created the devil. You cannot poke a knife into the devil and kill him like you can kill a mortal, because he's not a mortal. He's some essence of an immortal. And immortal is
No,
not the
the
same thing
question
as an
is
eternal being.
how did the
These are
devil
all
take the
different
word
things.
from God? You're answering a different question. We know that
By
God created
corrupting the
them.
heart of man, of man and leading it astray. And that's why you have men that are kidnapping and killing people. That is being
So the
pushed by the
devil
devil.
tricked
Exactly
God
how
out
he
of the
took it.
world.
So the devil tricked God out of the world,
I
right?
don't get your question, bro. I don't want to answer your question. Can somebody ask me the question? The questions are redundant. I don't want to answer them. I keep asking them. Like, I keep genuinely answering them. I told you I don't like answer question after a question. No, the devil did not trick God. Why are you saying this? It's question after question. Like, it's redundancy exposed. No, the devil did not trick God. You're laughing because, okay, let me use my time to speak, guys. Guys, I'm in the Bible. Okay, you can laugh at me now, but I will resurrect and I will be on your FYP when I die. Do you understand me? It's a cool laugh to laugh, but you understand me? So I don't know, but you guys can laugh.
Sorry,
but
I
this
have a
time
question
is
for you.
coming.
Are you high? Like, did you take anything before coming up?
Listen to me. My phone's charging right
All
now, and
right.
I
Thank
don't
you
have
very
power.
much.
If not, I'll
Thank
show you
you.
people proof.
Thank you,
Angel,
Prodigal.
can I ask
Let's
him
hear
one
from Derek.
question? Can I ask
I have
him
a
one
question for
question before
Prodigal.
my time
Sorry,
presume, please?
please, can
Just
you
one
allow like
question.
one Christian? I think it's been non-Christians asking him question. Let's just balance it.
Hold on, Glad.
Okay, Derek, hold on.
Just one
Derek,
honest
wait,
question.
Glad, ask
wait,
your
Derek.
question, then Derek.
All right, thank you very much, host. So I've
Yeah, Derek, hold on.
listened
Let's
to you.
ask so that you
Yeah.
continue after your question.
All right. So Prodigal, I've really listened to you, and really I like your kind of Christianity. I see that you dig in the Bible a lot. You're quite as devout with studying scripture. So this one is even personally for me. I'm not asking it because of any kind of thing. But personally, what is your assurance? I like asking Christians this question, because it's a personal thing for me. So what's that deep hope? What's that deep assurance? Sure, you get that this whole thing, that it's this whole thing
That deep
is true.
assurance for me.
Yeah.
That deep assurance for me is I was trying to follow you, right? And I told the host if they give me a platform and they let me speak, I would show you the devil instantly. Like I would be like, okay, this is Lucifer. Talk to the devil and he would answer you. So if I can point the devil to you and the devil would tell you, I am the devil. Okay, this is the devil, This is not a lie. This is not a lie. And then like I can do this. I can literally do this. Like the miracle you people claim that my God doesn't do again. On point, I can do this. I just can't do it right now because my phone's dead and you were still talking. But I'm here.
Prodigal, me your DM, right? Because I want to schedule like a one-on-one live with just you and I, so people come and listen to you more.
My sister, God will bless you.
And everything.
God will bless you. Okay, like
Angel,
regardless
please let
of
me
your
ask him a
faith or this thing, I
question.
would pray that God will bless you.
Just one question, please. Honest
Yeah,
question.
ask your question.
Wait, he's not
Sure,
done.
my
He's not
brother.
done with my question. You don't just cut in like that. Please finish.
Sorry, let me set
So
the
I
timer
can
so that
like
they
I
can.
have
Thank you, Angel. Start the time.
Okay, sure. I have my own personal conviction about the things that have happened to me in reality, and the things I have seen in the spiritual, and the things I feel every day. Do you understand me? And the ability of what I'm about to do, what I'm able to do on a daily basis, like it's drinking water. Do you understand me? Like a miracle,
Yeah.
like I'm just bored and I say, okay, let me go do this miracle because I'm bored. Like, okay, let me go do the miracle because I'm bored. Let me just go do it because I'm bored. Like, I get bored and I go to do miracles. You understand me? Right now, my phone is charging, so I can go do the miracle and stuff like that. It's like a digital miracle. You understand me? So it's like I can do this miracle and do it on point for you people and do it over and over again on demand as much as I want because dominion has been given to me by Joshua to do this miracle because I'm actually a prophet that is written up in the Bible.
Wow. I
Do you
admire your
understand
faith,
me?
brother.
So like
say no more.
my
Say no more.
position
Say
is
less. Say
different.
less.
And listen
I'm
to me.
very sorry.
Once I do the miracle, sure,
Yeah.
go on. Okay, thank you. I agree. I wish
Yeah.
I'm trying
Sorry.
to follow you
Because
so
of
we
time, I
can
was going
talk
to
and I
ask
can
you
show you
something
what it
else.
looked like.
Wow, awesome. I actually admire
Okay.
your faith. I like when people talk like this with so much assurance. It's a beautiful thing to see when people believe in Jesus like that.
Hey,
But I just wanted to
sorry,
remind you
you still
something
have
very
40
quickly.
seconds.
Yep. Sorry, quickly. I was going to
Finish.
remind you to please. What's that
David,
revelation again that you said
ask me a
talk about
question. Somebody
yourself?
doesn't ask me a question. Revelation
Yeah. Sorry.
11. Revelations
Yeah.
11.
Revelation
1
11.
to
Okay.
14.
Thank you.
Sorry.
1 to 14.
Do you believe
So who else was
the
going to ask me a
last
question?
prophet in Revelation 11?
The last prophet.
Yes, was there.
All right, let me answer you.
Yeah, like
Actually, I understand. Actually, there's only one, revealing of anybody, which is Christ. Any other person is, see, perhaps what he said earlier, there's a possibility to it, but I don't think he's a major prophet. I don't think it will impact the word of God or any
they are
prophecy
minor.
moving forward. It's something more minor, maybe within his
No,
circle
no,
of
no.
influence
Do
or
you
something like
think?
that.
Do
Or
you
it
think?
could even
Do you
speak to a
think?
group, like I said before. It's possible. I'll never
Give
talk
No. Do you
down
think?
on.
No, 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 no. Do you think a
Please
minor
let me
Derek,
ask
ask
my
prophet
your
will
question so that we
question.
resurrect?
can move on, please. My question to Prodigal Son is that are there people in hellfire right now?
Hellfire right now, bro. This is a question that is like off the particular question. So this is a fresh question where I would like lean on my own understanding. But I
No,
don't
no
know.
problem.
I don't know this because I claim to be a prophet. Like I won't say that, oh, I know an answer to every question about reality. I genuinely would say I don't know yet. But I do believe that after judgment day there will be people there. That's what I assure people. And they will be there
Okay.
with the Lucifer that deceived them.
What
And
would
with
you say?
AI
What would
also,
you
as weird
What
as it
would you say to
sounds.
Christians that say confirmatively for sure that fire is closed right now?
Hmm? Like
Christians that
hellfire
say
is
that
closed. What do
fire
you
is
mean by
closed right
hellfire is
now.
closed?
I've heard
The
some
end of the
Christians say
world is
that to me.
closed. Is it excuse me, what do you mean by hellfire is closed?
No,
It
some
makes no
Christians told me.
syntactical sense to me. End of the world is closed will make sense, but hellfire is closed doesn't make sense to me. Like it
It
doesn't
was
make
a
sense to
pastor that
me.
told
End
me.
of the world is closed. That hellfire is closed. Was he
Yes, he
trying to
told me
push
that
to you
fire
that
that
the end of the world is
no
closed?
human is there yet. That fire is closed. That's what he told me.
Close. I told you, like I've told you that I can't say of it right now, but I can assure you that after Judgment Day, it will be closed and there will be people inside there forever. So, like, we don't know all things because we serve God. We don't know all things, and me, I won't speak something as fundamental truths when I know that I don't have the spiritual backing or understanding to this. The only thing I can assure you is I don't know for now. But
Okay,
after
no problem.
Judgment Day, I will
No
attest to
problem.
you that the devil and people will be there.
Okay, no problem. You can move on.
You understand? Okay, because I don't know. I think nobody wants to ask me a question, so I'll just mute. Thank you, guys.
You know that it's my time and now you can see the future. So gods go extinct in history when humans forget or stop worshiping them. Absolutely yes. Every god has a tribal origin. You can fact check me on this. Every ancient god has a tribal origin. You understand? That's because a set of people came up with the idea or the concept of that particular god. Excuse me. So gods go extinct. If you look up how centralized religion were formed or the central deities were formed, it mostly traces back to animism. Animism, which is like our ancestors practically thinking that everything is alive, the trees, the rocks, the winds, and that their mindset was shaped by basically like they are shaped by survivability. You understand? Them perceiving everything as an intent. If they see the bush is brushing against each other, they think there is a predator there. So you see that ideology transformed into them thinking that everything is alive or everything has life in them. You understand? So after that, it evolved by them attributing spirits and also abstract concepts like love, you understand, hatred that they could not substantiate, but they just attributed it to certain deities because they do not understood yet how abstracts work. You understand? They were less intelligent than us, practically. Another thing is that after attributing certain spirits to certain objects, after getting dominance over those specific characteristics like love, like warfare, the spirits grew stronger. You understand? In their head, they thought that the spirits gave them dominion. So they started giving more reverence to that particular spirit. Then it transformed into worship. Then that was how deities were formed. You understand? Polytheism. Then after polytheism, some cultures stick to one particular god. And after that culture conquered other cultures. They also colonize the religion aspect, and those people worship their own god. You understand? And that's when you now have like centralized, excuse me, monotheism. That's basically what it is. If you trace it back to the origin, to tell you that if humans did not exist, the concept of gods would not exist. You understand? If humans did not evolve the way they evolved, the concept of gods would not exist. The reason why the ideology or concept of God came is because of an appeal to ignorance. Our ancestors, failing to understand properly the true causality of their environment, but by attributing their nature, because they are humans, so they attribute their nature. And also, don't forget when you hear the phrase "breath of life," because our ancestors see that. I mean, in their immediate reality, that everything that is living, in their immediate reality, they saw that everything that is living possess their ability. Everything that is living, everything that is living
Good
possess their
morning.
ability to
Good
breathe.
morning.
My guy, can you mute? Everything that is living possess their ability
Good
to breathe.
morning.
You understand? Oh, Asia, please, you give me 1 minute back. Everything that is living possess the ability to breathe. You understand? So they just attributed it that breath or breathing is a major attribute of life, and that breath is actually life itself. You understand? So that's why if you see it in many cultures, they probably have a local dialect translation to breath of life. You get. So you see them, they are deeply mistaken about the concept of life itself. And they're also deeply mistaken about the living things or spirits or whatever. You understand? Basically, because they are coming from a point of limited information. You get. So at the end of the day, it's an appeal to ignorance. We humans created the concepts of God. That is a factual statement I just presented. We created the concept of God. If the Israelites did not exist, Yahweh, the concept of Yahweh would not exist. Do you know how I know? Do I know that the concept of Yahweh will not exist without the Israelites? Because of the name. You understand? These names these names are said in tribal languages. You get. If Yoruba people did not exist, what's their god name? I don't forget. Ogun will not exist because of
Olodumare.
Olodumare will not exist because it's a tribal word. We will not know God as Olodumare or whatever. Okay, so without the Israelites or without the Arabic people, or sorry, the Muslims or the Middle Easterns, most of these deities will not exist because they had tribal origins. And if all ancient gods had tribal origins, then without the tribe, they would not exist. The concept would disappear. As simple as that. If you come up here and wipe out human existence, all the knowledge of God will disappear. I mean, animals don't give reverence to anything. You know, so animals interpret nature differently from us. Thank you.
Thank you, Derek. Any questions for
I have a
him?
question for Derek.
Okay, ask your question.
Derek, in your submission, or maybe your question there, but you said you asked the question if hair is officially opened, and because someone said the hair is not open. So I wanted to know the story in the Bible about Lazarus and the rich man. What would you say? What can you say? The rich man, where was he as at then? Because the Bible says he was in hell. So I don't know. And somebody say hair is not open. So I don't know. Could that be a contradiction or misinformation?
It's a contradiction, and I want to pay attention to this. The Bible contradicts itself, and the Bible like the Quran, serves as a way to ground these people into their religion. If the Bible did not exist, Christianity would have disappeared by now. People will have so much different interpretations that they will basically transform into a different religion. You understand? So it basically tries to ground them. Even with the Bible, you see them still having different interpretations. I met a pastor the other day telling me that there are people in hell. You've also seen manifestations of people saying testimonies that they went to fire and came back after they had a near-death experience. But you also see prodigal son saying that he doesn't know, and you see people like Losoli saying that hellfire, nobody's in hellfire right now. So you're not basic. It not makes you like wonder, like, which of these Christians are lying and which of these Christians are telling us the truth? Because they all claim that their statements are being influenced by the Holy Spirit. So it's either one of them is lying. And the funny thing is that you can't really tell. Because if you hear that justification for their statements, they are all inferring from the Bible. You understand? So at the end of the day, I'm not the type of person to argue Bible, because the Bible is basically so vague that you cannot really get a concrete understanding. That's why when you read it clear through, they will tell you that you did not read it properly, that you needed to understand it a certain way. Because the Bible was made to be vague to escape accountability of historical text versus what is accepted in modern era.
Question. Can I ask you a question?
All right.
Yes, ask your question.
What's your favorite AI?
I use I just use a chatbot AI that helps me to help me quickly research.
Which one? I know which one. Which one exactly helps you quickly research?
It doesn't have
I just
a name.
asked this question. Okay.
I don't know the name.
That's what I wanted to ask.
But it's tied to Google
That's what I wanted to ask.
Thank you.
Okay.
Lord Solid and Paul are the next speakers. Lord Solid, go ahead. Paul will speak after
I have a
you.
question. No, I have a question for Derek.
Okay, 2 minutes. Ask your
Yeah.
question.
Yeah. So very first thing, I think there's a problem with your statements, right? So, are you saying that because of like something doesn't exist? Is this the rule? Like something doesn't exist because of the name. Let's say when you say that Christian God wouldn't exist because of Yahweh, you're saying that his existence, like ontologically, it wouldn't exist because we have no way of accessing that name, Yahweh. That's what you're saying. That something doesn't exist because it doesn't have a name or something.
Did you hear me say concept?
Okay, so what were
Did
you
my-
saying? What were you saying?
Oh,
What was your point
hold on.
in saying
Hold on. Did you hear
names
me?
and
Did you hear
existence?
me? Wait, relax. Did you hear me say concept?
Yeah, I heard you say something like concept. You're saying that the name of Yahweh
The
would not
concept
exist
of
because of
Yahweh would not.
if
The
you go
concept
the
of Yahweh
culture.
would not exist. Right? That's what I said, right?
Yeah. So yeah. So
So
that's what
if
you
I
said,
hold
right?
on, wait. Now let me, bro. Mute your. You're having an echo. Hold on. Let me answer your question. Mute yourself, please. Your background is so noisy.
Is that what you said?
You're having an echo. Thank you. So if you heard me say the concept of Yahweh, you're coming to ask me about ontology. Then I don't know what's wrong with you.
Existence now. I mean, existence has to do with ontology, or you don't
I
know
said
that
the
existence has to
concept.
do
The
with ontology.
concept of Yahweh would not exist.
Did you say existence or not, young man? Did you say existence or not?
Please, Angel, let's move on, please.
You don't
He said
understand your very own
concept.
statement.
Oh, I
You said
like concept.
existence. I mean, please, everybody on this live, did this man say existence or not? He said existence.
I heard
It wouldn't
concept.
exist.
You said existence already.
He said existence. Yeah, he said existence. Yeah, you deny your statement because now you want to hear an objection. You're now denying yourself.
I heard the
This
concept
is why I
of
say your
tribal
arguments are very
gods.
illogical. So this is the problem, right? We
Okay,
cannot
let's
stay
move
there.
on.
This is what I want to know. If this is the general
Yeah,
principle,
let's
please
just
can I
move on.
just make this objection? Can I just make this
You
objection to
can't
his
make
very
the
statement?
objection. Let's move on. You can't make an
No
objection to a
worries.
submission you
Let's
completely
I can
understand.
make it.
Fine.
Wait. So I
It's
can't make an
fine.
objection, but I want to make an
Round up
objection
your
with Christianity.
question.
Yeah, so he wants to critique
Round up
Christianity,
your
but he doesn't
question.
want us to. Yeah, so he wants to critique Christianity, but he doesn't want us to respond to those critiques. How does that make sense? How do we have a conversation with that? So this is what I'm saying. He's confusing personhood with the existence. Let's say, for example, we are all
When did we
humans.
not want you to respond? We literally had time to respond to him. When did we not want you to respond?
Yeah, I really want to engage him on his argument. Like everything he said, right? I really want to engage him on that. I'm just being honest here.
Oh,
So
you
like
had
just
time
just
to. Okay, this is it, right? After Paul, you are the next speaker. So after your interaction, you can engage directly.
okay, no problem. I'll just wait till that time. But I just want to
Yeah,
like
Lord
say
Solid,
something on
Paul,
okay,
and
no.
oh, you will clear it in your time, and you're the third person. Lord Solid, Paul, and Danny are the next speakers.
Yeah, can I?
You go now.
Paul,
Yes.
yes,
Can you
Paul,
hear me? Can you hear me?
yes, we can hear you.
Okay, nice. Well, greeting from Ghana. I'm from Ghana. Anyway, I think Derek did a good job for all the analogy he did, but we can go more details into that. Okay, he really did a good job. Okay, all this concept. First of all, we don't know how this concept came to existence. Everybody was born into religion. You see what I'm saying? Our parents gave it to us. Now, to me, I would say more like what the Delic was saying is true, because God never existed. Okay, it is not there. Let me give you this example. Like, if I ask anybody here, what's the last number you can go to? Can somebody give me the last number you can go to? No, because that number doesn't exist. But it has the name. The name, they call it infinity or infinite. Okay, it is a number, but it never existed, but it is there. Okay, because all the numbers we put it together, that is what make infinity. Okay, so if number one, go to 10 and ask 10, hey, do you know there is a creator called infinity who created us? It is stupid. Because one never figure out all the numbers put together is what make infinity. Okay, so God, even the God himself, he doesn't exist. It depends how the angle you come from. And if you see yourself and still think like there's some kind of God out there, I call him Sky Daddy, then I think you lost. You know what I mean? Because you yourself, you are God. Even the Bible say what Jesus Christ told the disciple, he said the kingdom of God is within you. If somebody said the kingdom of God is within you, why are you looking for some kingdom to come in future? But Jesus himself told you the kingdom of God is within you. And in the Bible, he also told the disciple, not ye know you are gods. He told the disciples are God. Okay, so everybody is God. You see what I'm coming from? So if you're looking for in the future, there's a God there, there's a judgment coming, then you lost. There's no judgment coming to anywhere. We are all God. We came here to experience the reality. Example like a prodigal son. The story of prodigal son. Okay, he was with his daddy. He was with his family, siblings. Okay, but he wanted to go out and exploit something else. And he asked the daddy, I need all the property you have, the money you have. I want my share. I want to go out there so that I can exploit. Daddy said, okay, I'm going to give everything you need. This is the money, this is that, this is that. Go out there and enjoy your life. Okay? The prodigal son went there. Everything disappeared. Okay? He didn't have anything to live on. Okay? But one day he was sitting down there. He was eating on the floor. He was eating in the trash. One day he said, I forget my daddy have all this. When I go back, even I can eat from the animals, left over from the animals. And that's when the woman, we wake up. Because when we wake up, then we think like, we came from some kind of source and we can go back to that source and be with that source. Let's say when the prodigal son, when he went out there and he made it, he became rich and he would never go back to his father. Okay, that means he made it. He's also rich. He's also God. So we are God. We came to this world to experience what we call in reality. There's no sin. Sin never existed. You can give it the name. There's no something good. It never existed. We are all here. We are in this body. Experience reality. Okay, you are God. You are already God. And Jesus even say in the Bible, he say, if you believe what I believe, you can tell the mountains. It says somewhere in the Bible, you can tell these mountains to explore into the sea, something like that. Okay, even Jesus' story, Jesus want to tell you that you are already God. And one verse, he also said that, don't you know I mean in God? No, he said God is in me and I'm in you. If somebody telling you God is in him and he is in you, what do you think you are? You are God. You see what I'm saying? So actually Jesus came and condemned the Jewish belief system. And that's why they killed him. Okay? Because he came and exposed them. And that's the reason why he came. Because he came and tell people that, no, you are God. You don't need anything. Okay, you need to wake up.
Thank you,
and
Paul.
believe that reality. You know
Thank
what
you,
I mean?
Paul.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Uh,
Lord Solid and Danny, let's hear from you guys. Then, Paul, after they are done, you can say some things more if you have.
okay.
Lord Solid, go ahead.
Thanks
Oh,
for the
Sandra,
opportunity.
thank you for gifting Paul.
All right, let me address the elephant in the room. Derek's submission that the absence of Israelites, if the Israelites were absent or never existed, the God he called Yahweh would never have existed. It's entirely blind because I consider him someone who is averagely smart and should understand that if there was an iroko tree in the forest and the iroko tree fell and there was no one to witness that the iroko tree existed in the forest and fell or to tell the story of the fallen iroko tree, doesn't remove the fact that the iroko tree existed in the forest and also fell. It doesn't remove that fact. So I consider him averagely smart to understand that his submission on that or using that to make a claim that the God of the Bible is somewhat non-existent. It's entirely flawed. Secondly, I would also address one more point which you mentioned, Angel, about the Arian Council, the Arian crisis or Arianism. The truth about Arianism is that the world became worse off, or Rome became worse off with the Arians' ideology. And we know that they were not just diminished or they were not downtrodden by Rome. They were even Constantine II actually was Arian than what's it called, than Trinity. So the entire story you mentioned there wasn't entirely true. Now, the question about God go extinct in history when humans forget or stop worshiping Him or worshiping. Well, the truth is, there are gods that do go extinct in history when humans forget or stop worshiping. And the truth of the matter is that those gods are gods whose evidence of them are flawed, or the evidence that points to them being true is problematic. And we see these like the Igbo gods, the African deities that we have. The evidence that points to them or their existence being true is flawed. But when it comes to the God of the Bible, I don't think that he would ever go extinct in history when humans forget or stop worshiping. The reason is simply because there will be people like me who are going to look at reality, thousands of people like me who are going to actually look at reality and see the facts and ask questions of reality that would drive us back to the God of the Bible. One of these realities. Sorry, am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, yeah. So I was saying that humans cannot produce their own life force. It's something that has never happened. Every heartbeat, every breath that we take depends on a design and an environment that we humans did not create. When I ask questions like this, I look at all the evidences of the school of thoughts that has brought to me. All I see that points me to the most reasonable answer is that there is a God who created with precision all of these that I'm seeing. Secondly, is the fragility and the brevity of human existence. We all are going to die, and we live in a world that eventually precedes or pre-exists or continues to exist after we all die. When I look at that, the most and I look at the evidences from different or answers from different schools of thought, science and all you can call it. When I look at all the school of thoughts, the most understandable or the most responsive answer that I get that looks more credible to me is what I see in Psalms 144 verse 4 that says, "Man is like a breath; his days are like a passing shadow." Or what I see in Isaiah 60 verse 6, that all flesh is grass, and that the grass withers, and that the flowers fade. Okay, so these are the things that I see, and I look at the evidences of it, and I see that these things are true. And the last reality I look at and ponder on, and I ask questions about it, and I look back at all the evidences, and it eventually points me to be more credible, to look at the Bible and uphold that, is the idea that humans cannot survive without the resources provided by the earth. Think about it. Water. air, sunlight, food. None of these things were created by us. None of them were set in place by us. But we need them. In fact, we are consumers, not creators, of every provisions necessary for life. And when I look at this and look at the evidence that explains to me why these things are in place for me to survive or for me to exist, I look at them and look at the evidences of the answers that are given to me. What I see in the end is that there is a God, or more credible, or that there is a God who supersedes all of us who depend on this thing and created those things to be in those places. And so, in conclusion, this God, the specific God I'm talking about, is the God of the Bible. He's not going to go extinct in history, because there will be humans like me who are going to continue asking these questions when they come into existence, and they're going to lead them back to the most credible answer, which is the Bible.
All right, thank you. I have a question, of course. Could you point what I said about Arianism? You said not all of it was true. Could you point the lies of what I said, or the not
Okay, yeah,
factual
you
one?
said, yeah. You mentioned that Arianism was that when Arianism came up after the, let me use the word, the post-Nicene situation that happened, that they were, I'm not exactly sure of the word you use, but it meant that they were sort of diminished or shut up or something like that. But that wasn't the case, right? Arius actually, sorry, one sec. Yeah,
Yeah,
but,
let me
but, but,
repeat what
but
I said.
okay, yeah, you can go ahead and
My
repeat what you
claim
said.
was not post Nicene actually. Right from the time of person of Jesus existing, there have been different versions of Christianity, not just Arianism. There are at least 5 different sectors that believe different things. Of course, not all of them believe Jesus as a divine Son of God, but they were all like following him as a teacher, and different sectors. And I'm saying before the Trinitarian theology by the Nicene councils and all of those different meetings that happened, these different sections of Christianity, like Arianism, they had their own small settlements that, okay, these people in this community, they are Arianism practicing people, these other people are this. And I'm saying, when these different councils now decided that no, we are going to call these people heresy, and whatever they're preaching heresy, we have decided that Jesus is the Son of God, one with God, and the whole Nicene Creed was brought out. These different people now, of course, not having their theology as the main accepted ones by these Romans, they were outcasted. Arianism had a law that they could even ordain a priest in Arianism. And then after these Nicene councils have said, no, is Jesus as the Son of God, this particular theology that we are going with, they started taking away their power to ordain priests. That is why communities that were practicing Arianism started trying to merge with the form of Christianity that was now accepted. So my claim was that Arianism and other sectors of Christianity, their churches were broken down. The Roman Empire started taking their places of worship and giving to the Trinitarian Christianity sect. So that was my claim, and it's not false.
Okay, can I respond to that? Okay, yeah, sure. So,
Yes.
the part I'm talking about being false is the part where the truth is, in Rome there was no community or sect that practiced Arianism. It never existed before the Nicene Creed, before the establishment of the Nicene Creed. It never existed. In fact, after the Nicene Creed was established, a memo was written in respect to the Nicene Creed, and was given to all bishops that attended the council in Nicaea. They were all asked to sign. We know that in the Council of Nicaea, Arian or Arius rejected that Christ was that Christ was God. He was of the opinion that Christ was created. And then when the majority of the bishops rejected that, he and just 2 people, Arius and just 2 people, were the 2 people that were excommunicated. There was not a community that practiced Arianism at the time. It is only just Arius and 2 people who were excommunicated from the church. And after Constantine approved Christianity, approved the Nicene Creed, because the reason for the excommunication was because Arius and these two other bishops refused to sign the memo. They refused to do that, and that was why they were excommunicated.
Sorry, I have to interject.
Okay.
So I just fact check what we're both saying because I get the part you were saying, and of course, I like to learn. So you're saying Arianism existed after the councils, is that correct?
Exactly.
Is that what you're saying? Okay, but then that's not true because the reason for the council's meeting was they wanted to debunk what other forms of people were saying to bring out like the Nicene Trinitarian doctrine. So Arianism existed with other beliefs in Christianity or about the person of Yeshua. So the meetings were to debunk these other claims. So again, I have a quote here. So
Professor Dimension,
325.8.
see what I'm saying. Sorry, I'm interjecting. See what I'm saying. You mentioned there's a community or there's a faction that practiced Arianism. What I'm saying is there was no faction that practiced Arianism. Arianism was not a practice in any community in Rome at the time amongst the Romans. It was never a situation. It only existed, or it began to become into existence when Christianity was just formally legalized or taken as the legal religion in Rome by Constantine, and then the identity of Christ became a question of conversation. And when it became a question of conversation, these two factions began to come up. And then that was why Constantine called the Nicene meeting. And when he called the Nicene meeting, he got Arian's viewpoint, and the leading bishop for the Trinitarian gospel idea was Athanasius. And then he got Athanasius' idea. Majority was on Athanasius' side. And then he created a memo for all to sign, debunking or refusing what Arius had. It was because Arius refused to sign it, he was excommunicated. When Constantine died, and the
So
second Constantine, Constantine
not to
number
interrupt
2,
you, right? I
came
feel
into
like
it.
we are not saying different things. We are not saying different things. So let's round off so Danny goes on. You are saying after Christianity was accepted by Rome, then these different versions of who is Christ, is he really Son of God, and these different things came before the Nicene Council merged to bring out their final take on this is what you're saying, right?
Exactly.
Like after Christianity was accepted. I'm not saying totally different thing. What I'm saying was before the different councils were set up, there were different beliefs, including Arianism, which you would say before the Nicene councils and other councils were set up, people were practicing Arianism, right?
No, people were not practicing
So maybe
Arianism.
it's
Arianism became a thing after the council. That is what I'm saying. It was only Arius that had
after
the
the
ideology. It was only Arius that had the ideology. Him and just two
what
other
would you
bishops
say
that
about
had
this
that
quote?
ideology. What would I say about what?
What would you say about this quote now? The Council of Nicaea condemns Arianism. The Council of Nicaea condemns Arianism, defines the Trinity as a doctrine. Several Roman councils favored Arianism, causing massive internal political war. So are you still saying Arianism was not a thing before the councils were set up to define doctrine?
Exactly. You just read it. The council rejected Arianism. They rejected it. It was during the council that the ideologies came up. It was a problem between the bishops. Arius had a great, what's it called, power.
I'm sorry. Are you saying it's inside that council that the concept of Arianism as a belief emerged?
No, what I'm saying is, it's just like you and I now, for example. We have different views, but we believe in the same thing, for example, right? But because I am not the archbishop or I'm not the head, I don't put out my belief out there. I'm just holding it within me. That was Arius at the time. When his ideologies became vocal was when the council in Nicaea was brought up. That was when his ideologies became vocal. It was because of the idea.
Wait, are you aware that there were priests that were being ordained in Arianism? Like it was a whole system, just like Christianity.
It happened. Ordaining
like
in
Arianism was a
happened
whole
after.
sect on its own.
Ordaining in Arianism happened after, which was during Constantine II's period. You can check all these things. It was Constantine the second.
Well, the
Constant.
audience can go and check. My claim is that Arianism was the one that almost won, right? Apart from the other different theories. I'm
Arianism
saying
almost
that
won.
before the council sat and came up with the Nicene Creed, like it was a whole thing, Arianism. So the timelines in what I'm saying, like it's something I've checked. So maybe the audience can go and check, and to
Sure.
just give a little bit of idea of what we are saying, me and Lord Solid. Arianism is the belief that Jesus was not co-eternal or co-equal with God the Father, but was instead a created being. So again, it's all different sect of Christianity, but Arianism does not agree that Jesus is the Trinity, what the Trinity says. They just see Jesus as someone created by God, a teacher, or enlightened person, different. So different. I'm just the point of this all, and I like the conversation me and Solid that was in the history of Christianity. Yes, now Christianity is Christianity, but when this thing started, I personally see politics and men's decisions that have shaped this religion today. I don't see anything divine if men are the ones deciding the theology they want to accept. The coming together of the council is the ones that rejected other, in quotes, they called them heresy, but those other people had their own rights to believe what they believed. So I just see men deciding what is heresy, what is not heresy, men deciding if they'll take Jesus as the Son of God or if they'll take him as just a teacher. I see men deciding what shapes Christianity today. And yeah, it's one of my biggest skepticism about the religion. Yeah. Danny is the last speaker. After Danny, we
Sorry.
can all have a conversation. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Angel. Just so everybody who is going to fact check, just ask the question: was Arianism practiced in Rome before Nicaea? Just if you just simply ask that question, you can always get the answer. It's a typical no. It was never a practice before Nicaea.
All right. Thank you. Danny, you can go ahead.
Okay, so like I think good afternoon everyone. I think Lord Solid has made a very good case. I think I observed everything he said on page. I think he has made a very good point. So I won't be using all of my time. I just want to hit like few points, maybe make some contribution or something like that. So I think to Derek's point, right, why I wanted him to be here so that we can talk on what he said is that at the very heart of his argument, he's confusing epistemology, how we know things, and to ontology, with the existence of things. So he's saying that, suppose we have God didn't reveal himself as Yahweh, God will not exist. But I don't think that's the case. Because if we take the argument outside even the Bible or even Christianity itself, let's look at something like maybe galaxy shifting. Like, for example, I think in cosmology, is it astronomy or whatever you want to say? I think Edwin Hubble, with his telescope, he discovered that galaxies are shifting apart. So there is these galaxies are shifting apart, and if we wind them back, we can trace them to back maybe an infinite density or a singularity point. So Edwin Hubble, through his telescope, discovered that galaxies are shifting apart, right? This is just how we know about this. But it doesn't mean that the galaxies weren't shifting apart before Edwin Hubble discovered it. So it's confused at the very heart. It is confusing how we know about something to the existence of the thing itself. For example, you can take the sun, for example. Let's say maybe Alpha Centauri, maybe it's a name of a star. Because English didn't exist. Let's say English didn't exist and we didn't name the star Alpha Centauri. That doesn't mean that Alpha Centauri or the sun or the star doesn't exist. It just means that we didn't have a name for it. So at the very heart, it's just confusing. It's just the argument is like I don't know what I'll call it. Should I say a fallacy of confusion? Because the guy always create fallacies. Am I mute? Can you guys hear me? Because I think Angel is speaking, but I'm not hearing now.
We can hear you. We can hear you.
No, we can't hear you. We can't hear you at all. We cannot hear you.
Oh, sorry. So should I?
Oh, I could hear him though. I could hear him.
I'm joking with you. I can hear you. I'm joking with you.
Oh my God, that's like. So I hope you get what I'm saying. I'm saying that maybe because of something, the name of something wasn't, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. So that at the very heart, just confusing ontology with epistemology, right? So I think that's what you're just doing. That's what the guy is just doing there, and it's a very fallacious way to reason about things, right? You don't just do that. Let's say. You can take it the example anywhere. Maybe it just like the only thing it shows that it just when we discovered about this thing, and that's the only conclusion you can reach from that, saying, oh, this was the date and time we discovered about this. Not the fact that it doesn't exist. In fact, there are many things in science that we don't know
That
they
you shouldn't
exist.
have done that. You shouldn't
Like
have
we don't
pulled
know
out
they exist, but that
AI.
doesn't mean they
You
don't
shouldn't have pulled out
exist.
AI.
So sorry, who is speaking? I think I was not commenting on Arianism, right? So I think so. This Arianism stuff is something I would say that I don't really have much knowledge on. I'm still studying on it, but I do think that because I'm studying Christian history, right? So I do think that there were some kind of heresies that was like in early Christian. There was a lot of heresies that that was coming at those times. Things like Docetism, even people do argue that Mormonism and Mormonism is also part of them, and even this Arianism. So I think Lord Solid made a good case for how he didn't agree with them, or maybe it was heresy, or like an early Christian heresy that they had to address. Things like Docetism too. But it's not something I really want to speak on because I'll not just be speaking about things I don't really know like that. Just to like make things clear. So now just to address the prompts, gods go extinct in history when humans forget or stop worshipping. Well, I think the statement itself would only be true if what do you mean by extinct? Yeah, right. Like, so I think it boils down to this existence stuff. And what do you mean by existence extinct here? I think to the host or something. What do you mean by extinct here? Do you mean that it's going to cease to exist, something like that? Do you mean that its existence will be like annihilated or something like that?
Like forgotten will be the better word. Like forgotten.
Yeah, I mean,
Forgotten. Yeah.
yeah, okay. So you mean forgot? Yeah, yeah. I mean, if I forget about something, I'm going to forget about it, right? It doesn't mean it doesn't still exist. I think maybe God. I think it's better to use the word gods go extinct, gods go forgotten if
So
humans forget about them. I
are
think
you saying
that's like
Zeus
safe.
and are you saying Zeus and other gods that have gone extinct, they still exist today, just that we've forgotten about them, right?
Well, I'm not committed to saying that, right? But if you just look at the structure of it, if Zeus exists, let's say just an hypothetically, if Zeus exists, it doesn't mean that because people forgot about Zeus or people stop worshiping Zeus, that it just follows that Zeus stop existing. The existence of a being isn't predicated or like it's not depending on me believing or worshiping it, right? You just the only conclusion you can reach is that they just stop worshiping it. Existence, ontology, it's just like the same thing, confusing ontology with epistemology. So I think that's where it just is, right? Gods can't go extinct. If by extinct you mean ceasing to exist, gods can't go exist and a being can't cease to exist because another kind of being forget or stop worshiping it. So I just think that the statement itself is just flawed. The reason in there is flawed, right? So that's what I just think about it. So I don't like. I can even take this with human beings. With human beings go extinct
Thank
if
you,
I don't like.
Danny.
Let's say there are people in America that I don't even
Thank you,
remember.
Danny.
Like I don't
So,
even know if they exist. That
if
doesn't mean they
anybody
don't
wants to say
exist.
anything, they can go ahead. Please, I think my network is bad. Let me mute myself.
And about it, right?
Stands to question
Okay,
things or question our reality. Yeah.
okay. It's still the same question. Can the Bible God go extinct if we all stop talking about it for the next 5 years?
No, he can't go extinct.
Okay. Let's give this analogy. If every child born today is not
Yeah.
being introduced to Bible God, is not being told about this book,
Yeah.
they are maybe when they are 10, 15, 20 years, do you think maybe if they ask, okay, why is there water? And maybe the parents tell them it's natural. Why is there this one is natural, for example? Do you think the Bible God will still be relevant to them as at that age?
Yeah, of course, it will. The reason why it will is because while there's a majority of people who will just accept that it's natural, there's still going to be some people who are going to still question it deeper than just accepting it's natural. And though that's why
Okay,
I
just
say
as
people like that's why I said people like me will still question it deeper
people
than
like
that.
people like you.
Yeah.
Okay, literally, it is we that made the Bible God to be relevant, right?
No. That's not the point of the conversation. We did not make him relevant. I want to know where your questions are driving at though.
Okay. My questions are: if we do an experiment by totally um, removing the idea of this Bible God from every child that is giving birth to, from now to the space of like 10 years or 20 years, this Bible God will not be in their memory. You know why you have to agree that? Because you agree that if you were giving birth in the era of the Zeus and some other gods who actually gods of old, you would probably be worshiping them if before the advent or before the coming of Christianity, right?
Yeah, I agree with that. See, let me ask you this question because it's the thing I used to open my statement. The question I want to ask you is if there's an Iroko tree in the forest and there is nobody who witnessed it fall, does it mean that the Iroko tree did not exist and did not fall in the forest?
Come again with your question, sir.
If there's an Iroko tree in the forest and nobody was in the forest to witness the Iroko tree fall, does that mean that that the Iroko tree did not exist in the forest and it did not fall?
Though that is a different example, but I would just say yes. The question will be yes. Yeah.
So you're saying it means that the Iroko tree did not exist and it did not fall
No,
in the forest?
you know why I
Okay.
would say that? Because
Okay.
you know why I would say it does, because I can see an Iroko tree, so I know what's an Iroko tree. If they are going to tell me about an Iroko tree that fell in the forest, and I've never seen one before, I've never heard about it before, I'm going to doubt. Don't you
No,
think so?
there's no problem. That's not the problem is not whether you've seen it or not. The problem is that something existed, something fell, there was nobody to tell its story, nobody was talking about it. It doesn't remove the fact that that thing is still in existence and the story actually happened. It's the same
Okay.
way. If Israelites, if we humans, Israelites, Abraham, all these people that were mentioned, if they did not exist, it doesn't remove the fact that there is a God who existed and would create Israelites and would eventually make a choice of Israelites to reveal himself to. It doesn't remove that fact. Do you understand? So it doesn't, that God not being spoken about to children, like you gave as an example, it only makes him, it simply makes him not being spoken about. It only makes him not mainstream. Just like Odin, Thor, they are not mainstream today because they are not spoken about. They are probably forgotten. That is the same way this God is. It only makes him not mainstream. Okay? So if you're
I
not
like
talking
the word.
about existence, if you're not talking
I
about
like the word
existence,
you
it
use.
doesn't.
You
Yeah,
use a particular word by saying the audience and the this thing, they are probably forgotten, right? You said that word just now.
yeah, they are probably forgotten. The people who worship them are no longer majorly in existence, and they are not probably writings about them that explains or
Don't,
talks
don't
about
you?
them. So when I talk
No,
about mainstream,
don't you think? Don't you think the same fate awaits the Bible God if such practices or such stuff is, should I say, people, not believing, not, accepting the fact that, because if I tell you right now that you have to start worshiping Zeus, or everybody has to start worshiping Zeus or a particular God that existed years back, you will not agree.
yeah.
Because
So
if
that is
they
what
might have books.
that's what I explained to you, Green Vision. Even if they have book, even we've all read their stories, we've all heard about the story. This is why the difference between the biblical God and the other gods which I've spoken about is entirely different and would not be forgotten, is because the other gods do not address the realities that I'm asking questions about. They do not give me answers to those realities. And the answers, if the ones that try to give answers, The evidence of it is not sufficient. The evidence of it that points it to be true is not sufficient for me. Do you understand? That is why the biblical God's answer points me to say this is relevant for me, and then I'm going to keep on speaking about it. That's the difference there.
Okay, is it possible, because we are still in the world, okay? We are still trying to live, trying to exist and everything. Is it possible for another religion that is not Christianity, that is not the Bible God, that is not Jesus and so on, to come up and start another creation story, and they will also gather followers and gather momentum, and people there will still believe that this is how it was all
Yes,
created?
yes, yes. It's very possible. It's called science. That is what science is doing now, and people are believing it.
I actually
It's called
wanted
science.
to
The new
say,
religion is called science,
that.
and people are doing it. Anyways,
I
I
actually
want to say something, and this is correct. Okay,
so
I want to go, please. So please let me just say something.
Hit is at the point.
Let me just say something about the Christian God, okay? And then it's going to hit you. None of the old gods have a prophecy that testifies into the future from today, not from before. From all of you hearing me, I shall repeat the prophecy to all of you hearing me, okay? The time is coming and the hour is close that you shall see the Son of Jesus resurrect from the dead. Do you understand me? No other God, yes, let me land. No other God gave such a prophecy, and no other God will fulfill it.
Prodigal son, you are making a contradiction.
No.
I'm not sure you can listen to yourself. No, you just said
How?
the time is coming. You said the time is coming when everyone is going to see the Son of Man resurrected, right?
No, I said
You
the
just
Son
said
of Jesus resurrected.
to resurrect,
I said the
right?
Son of Jesus. Son of
Yes.
Jesus. Who is the Son of Jesus? Not the Son of
Who is
Man, not the Son of God, but the Son of Jesus. Do
who
you
is the
see
Son of
the point?
Jesus?
Do you see the Son of Jesus? Me.
Who is the Son of
The
Jesus?
time is coming that you shall see me in particular, prodigal prophet, resurrect from the grave. Me.
Green Vision, are we done with the
I
conversation?
I was actually
want
having a
to.
conversation with you when prodigal prophet entered and said he wants
I
to
know.
resurrect.
I
don't have prayer
know.
for
No. I'm
resurrection
just.
now.
No. Listen to me. Listen to me. That's what you're asking the Christian God and the proof of the Christian God, and I am giving you a literal proof that I will die soon, and I.
Please use on a live because of the live section now.
But
Prodigal
hold on
prophet.
to your memory. Do you understand me?
Prodigal son, please try and use
I'm
on a
about to
live.
go. I'm about to go. Please.
Okay, because
Oh,
the
I'm
word you
sorry.
are
I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Forgive me
uh,
on a live. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to get anybody in issue. I'm new to TikTok and all. Sorry about that. I'm only saying this because I want to go. And you guys can choose to laugh or choose to mock about it. But the time, like I said, is coming. And the time that will answer all your questions beyond all reasonable doubts is not in a debate today. It is at the finality of my death. Do you understand me? That will
Prodigal
answer all your
son,
questions on who is
are you
God.
are you the second one that God is sending to on a live for Christians? Okay.
No, I'm not. No. I'm not being sent to honor life for Christians. No. That is only one was
So
sent to honor life for
what is your
Christians, and that
resurrection
is
going to
God
do with
Himself.
us right now?
My
What's
resurrection
the
is going to
benefit of
end
your
all these
resurrection?
debates. It's going to end all these debates because
It's
had you
not going
seen
to be
somebody
judgment day
resurrect
or
before?
okay, see,
No.
prodigal prophet, what I
It's
think
not
will
before
end
Judgment Day.
this
It's before
debate.
Judgment Day. It's like in 10 years.
Prodigal prophet, what I think will end this debate is for your God to just prove small sign of power. It's very simple. Just prove small sign. Let everybody,
That's what
not
I.
you.
That's
I like you.
see.
I love you. I don't want you to unalive because I want you to prove it. But if you unalive,
See.
you will not come back. It's the truth. You will not come back to come and testify what
How
happened.
about
You
no?
understand? You go to miss suit. All those
No. See. Listen to me. Have your belief, okay? Don't tell me what will happen to me, okay? I will tell you what will happen to me. I will tell you that when you see me on your FYP, when I resurrect and ascend into heaven, I will tell you that fear will
FYP.
strike your heart and you will go
So
on your knees
FYP.
and you will testify
Is
that
there
Jesus is
TikTok in
God.
heaven?
Do you understand
Are
me?
you
I
going to
will
be
be
stealing
on your
from heaven?
FYP when I resurrect. I will be all over the news when I resurrect. Hmm?
Okay.
Bro,
Even Jesus Christ that
like I'm
resurrected,
going
never
here.
came
I'm
out.
going. I don't like. Sorry to say this. See,
Even the
bro.
Jesus
Look,
Christ you are
the thing
worshiping,
is that
they never believe
I'm
I've seen
only
this
saying
you.
this. I'm only saying this. I'm only saying this. I'm only saying this because I want you to laugh and mock me. Because this laughter and mockery is going to switch into fear and dread on the day of my resurrection. I promise you. I'm out anyways. Angela, I'll catch you later. Thank you for the opportunity to let me speak today. Okay, may God bless you
What
all.
country are
Okay,
you
have a
streaming
nice
from?
day,
Which
guys.
country? Which country are you streaming from? Let me take note, please. Which country?
Oh, I'm
Where are you
Nigerian,
streaming from?
just so you know.
Yeah. Okay, you're
I'm
from
Nigerian.
Nigeria. Are you aware that no Nigeria is
I'm
going
from
to?
Nigeria.
But don't worry,
Eh?
later we'll see. Later. No
Like,
Nigeria. Do you know that no Nigeria is making it to heaven? If there's heaven at all.
bro, you will watch me ascend into heaven. The whole world will watch me ascend into heaven. The whole world will know that there is heaven. The whole world will watch me ascend into heaven. You don't understand?
Polygon prophet.
Like,
Polygon
anyways, I'll catch
prophet.
you guys later. May guys.
Let me tell you. The Bible you preach, okay, you are gone. Well, this guy is high, he's on cool.
He's just funny. He's a funny guy, man.
Solid, you don't have two savior. You have
You
two
said?
savior. Don't you now have two savior officially.
I'm not sure about that though.
I beg. I never eat. You might go find food. I beg. And it's so good.
Is anybody here about Anunnaki
Are we
stories?
done with the conversation? So I also know what
I'm literally confused because that guy just put my line of thought was just crumble, you know. But all the same, what I'm trying to say is that let's be realistic, okay? If the God of the Bible is truly real, is truly realistic, I don't want him to do much. Please don't
is
do
it just
anything for
me?
me. Don't help me. Hold on,
I
make me
can't
a
see him
statement.
anymore.
Hold on. If the God of the Bible is realistic, is real, you know, is
Okay, I'm
powerful
going
as they
now.
claim. Hold on. I will give you your time now. I will give you your time. Is real and is powerful as they say. I don't want him to do much. Don't do anything for me. Don't come to my rescue. Don't come to my protection. Please, if you real, go and save the children that the kidnappers are manhandling and mistreating and flogging every day. Don't help me.
And killing.
Help them. If you cannot help them, you are totally that God is totally irresponsible. Don't help me. I don't need your help. Go and help them. If you can help them, no problem. But don't help me. That's all. Thank you.
We don't know what it means that God can do all things. That's the problem. You people always put him in a box that he must do this thing, this particular thing, he must do it. When we talk about protection, he must protect. That for him not to do to help the people or save the people in captivity by the bandits and all that he's a useless God, and you call all sorts of names. But you don't know that this God is a God who can do all things. He should be able to save them. His ability to do all things means that he should be able to save them, and he should also be able not to save them. That is, if he's only able to save them, then he can't do all things. He should be able to save them and be able not to. That is his ability to do all things. But the problem is, when we say he can do all things, sorry, hold on. When we say he can do all things, the idea becomes that it is a must he must save. That is not the case. He should be able to save. He should also be able not to save. That is his ability to do all things. If he can do only one, then he can't do all things.
Can I read the Bible for you?
Yeah, I'm
John
listening.
14:14. John 14:14. Except the God is blinded to what is written in his book, as they say. He said, you may ask anything. You may ask for anything in my name, and I will do it. If the God, okay, let's say if the God is saying that You may ask anything in my name, I will do it. Okay, if the God is saying that he needs to be aware, they need to come and tell him officially. Christians, you see what is happening right now. Officially, look at this verse. You may ask anything in my name and I will do it. Tell your God to go and do it. If you cannot obey this verse, the Bible is full of contradiction, my dear. Just believe
Green
it.
Vision,
One
Green
man
Vision,
cannot
Shebi, you
say,
read
one
the
man
place.
cannot say.
Green Vision, you
Yeah,
read the place,
yeah,
and the
come.
place said, I will do it. Do you know the meaning of the word will? If he wills to do it, he will do it. He didn't say I must do it. That is not what he said. He didn't say I must. He said I will. If will means that it is dependent
I will
on his
must.
own decision, is dependent on his own will. These are two
Okay,
different conversations.
okay,
So I
okay,
don't know
okay,
why
hold
you
on.
keep look. You
If
look
the
at
God says,
something, you see the truth
if
before
the
you,
God says
but
I
you don't want to
will,
accept the fact that it's before you.
no. If the God says I will, it means it's dependent on his own will or options, right, to help. So if
Exactly.
okay, good. If this issue of these children napped and being mistreating and is being presented to him, he will not decide whether to help them or not, right?
Exactly.
Very delusional God. We have
I mean,
we
it's
have
fine. It's fine. And let me
somebody
give you
else.
an example. It's fine. And let me just give you an example before the next person can go. An example is simply the three boys who were thrown into the hot burning fire, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, because they did not
Yes.
bow down to the king in their time.
Yes.
It was
Yes.
they made mention of a specific thing. They said,
Yes.
if God, if you throw, the king told them they were going to be thrown into a burial furnace and they will face punishment and death. They said, if our God does not save us, it's fine for us, but we will never bow to this way, because they know he can do all things and he's able to save and able not to save. If he's only able to save them, then he cannot do all things. That is the problem, and that is what you need to understand.
Okay, in that verse you just read, that Nebuchadnezzar story, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, we understood that story that when they were thrown into the fiery furnace. Sorry, Lavender, you are going to speak now because I know you have not spoken, you and Iridi. Okay, when you were thrown into fire, according to the story, the fictitious and false story, that the fire was not actually burning them. You know, it was actually they were air
He saved
conditioned. I
them.
don't know, right?
Yeah, he saved them. He
Okay,
saved them in that case. Yeah.
wait, hold on, they were not feeling the heat of the fire, right? It was even
At
people
all.
that even threw them into the fire that even got hot, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Trust me, if those children that were napped in Oyo State, say we see their pictures the next day, they are on suit, they are drinking Milo, everybody want to be napped. Are you getting me? What I'm actually saying is that you guys bring up different ways to defend your God when he is not capable,
No.
when
Green
the
Vision.
inability is so clear. It
Green Vision,
doesn't
you've
make
said one
sense.
thing. You've said one thing. How about John? I gave you I mentioned an example here earlier. I think it was yesterday about John, who was thrown into the who was thrown into. Hold on, just give me this second. Who was thrown into the prison and was beheaded. The people of God prayed day and night for 3 good days, and God allowed him to be beheaded by Herod. Hold on, he was unalive by Herod, right? And this king. Hold on. This king thought that he could do the exact same thing he did to John, to Paul and Silas. We both know the story. This is how God works. God is able to save you, and is able not to save you. No matter how much you.
You know him.
You're now talking about. You're now trying to talk about.
Talking about the situation right now. You are telling me story. You're talking about situation right now.
Green Vision, but you used the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego to talk against this God. Hold on, now you used it to talk against. Hold on, now when I brought it up, you did not say this thing. You said that you did not say what you're saying now.
No,
you used
I
it
just
to talk
realized that
against
you are
this God.
using
I now
story.
brought up another example.
I just realized you are using story.
You're now saying, do I
no
know
problem.
John? Because I brought up another example where he could not save or where he did not save.
No, the fact is that you can always say story. You can never say of reality. No problem. Let's allow Lavender. Lavender, are you there? Before I go to the read. Lavender, are you there? Okay, your time starts now.
Bring out time to market their God. They bring out time to go and evangelize for their God. They bring out time to make it a tool and forcefully make people start worshiping their God. They bring out time to, in a way, to put their God in government in a government system. So that's why their God is the most popular today. Whether it's going to go instead, the system, it should be on next generation or stuff like that. How the system changes. So what I'm saying that eventually God will do go instinct. Whether most important cases is that if you don't defend your God so well, it will go in. It will go insane. Another thing, whether you defend your God or you don't defend your God, if like just like the information is coming now, we're in year of Aquarius, nobody want to just believe, want to know. If anything you are telling us without not backing it up with evidence, you are just talking garbage. So so this thing is another thing that will make this God go instinct. So it's not only about you defending it, it's about you have to bring evidence. And the generation we are now, I'm moving on to next generation is going to come. They will not be doing all this believe. So it's not a matter of if it's matter of when will this Yahweh Allah go instant. They will surely go instant. Whether there is another God that will develop if they go instant, I don't know, because those when during the time of Zeus and Marduk, maybe those people living there they never know that there will be a God that will be existing now they will call Yahweh, and people will say he's the creator of the universe. So I cannot predict in next 3,000 years, okay, there will be a God, people will be worshiping another name, or there will not even be a God. But as far as human history is concerned, I never see a time that human being is not doing without this their imaginary being. They always find a way to do it. They're just like changing clothes. So those people have changed from one cloth to another. So maybe next they will change from this Yahweh God to another Yahweh. And they not only changing the name, you change the doctrine, how you view your God. They might come with another trick or how they can prescribe and describe their God and say this is how they are God, and find a new way to defend those gods. But for now, the God that is trending is Yahweh and Allah, and we all know that this God will surely go instinct, and another God will emerge. So that's all I have to say for this topic. Yeah.
Lavender, is there any question for Lavender before the reader takes the stage? Okay, in the absence of no question for Lavender, the reader, are you ready? Okay, I'll give you your time. Lavender, thank you very much for your submission. Lady, your time starts now.
I think someone called him, or he's not like it, so he can make a submission when he come back.
Sometimes that's why I don't want to be black, because we think like people that are Alima. We think like Alima. You have a government, you'll be asking why we God not. I don't understand. If God says they want to help everybody, all the whole country in the world, is it Nigeria they want to help? Is that Nigeria that is very wicked? Really, people don't think before they make statements. Why will God no come and help Africa? So other countries that are doing well now, it's God that are helping them now. They don't have sense. They don't know what they are doing. Before you talk to your government or talk to people to enlighten them about how we can have a good government, so yeah, blaming God, blaming white people for your problem. That green vision is very a joking person. I've noticed it. He always asks questions that is not reasonable, and if you ask him that same question, he begin insulting you. That why you asking such questions? Are you okay? Why you asking such questions? But if we ask you the same question and you want you to give the answer that he wants, that is very wrong. People are talking with him very slowly, as if they are scared of him. I know God not because I want to be scared to talk to anybody. I find you insult my belief. I will insult you the way you want. I can insult you till you pay. That is not my care, because you can't insult other religion like that. You can't talk to other people believe like that, because you feel you are a Christian before and you left it and you feel you know everything. So you that know everything, why are you now still arguing about it? Why don't you just say this what I know about it and leave? I wanted that boy to be here before, that green vision to be here. I wanted that green vision to be here. I wanted to talk to him. He always insult people, insult people belief, and he feels normal. And the host will support him. But if other people insult them, they will remove you in the life and see why you insulting people on the platform. Insulting other my belief and going God free with just like that. But if I come here and insult anybody, they will say, why are you insulting? Why are you shouting? Why are you doing this? And they will move me on their life. It's not fair. I always say this and I'll say it again. As a black people, as a Nigerian, if you want to live a good life or want to be like the white, you have to be truthful. When you are being biased or you feel you want to use corny to say something, you can never be like any white person or you want to be like them in their country. You always be asking questions and you never get answered, because you always fill yourself with lie, hate, and envy. Everything this green vision is saying is just about envy, hate, and lies. If you look all this what they call it hate is about antichrist. If you look all the antichrist comments, it's all about hate. Go and read about what they are saying. All about hate. Why will your God not do this? Why will your God not do that? And they say they are Christian before. That is my own pain. Me, I'm a Christian before. I did not believe in what my pastor in Nigeria was teaching me. But I know God. There's a true message about God. Until I understand that message, then now I know I'm a Christian, because now I understand how God works. Now I can say I'm a Christian, not before. Before I was just doing it because of my parents. Now I know that I am a Christian, and I will teach my parents, my children, about how to be a good Christian. Sincerity is not about going to church or reading your Bible. It's about your personality, about how good you are, how upright you are, how sincere you are, not being biased or trying to make someone feel trying to insult someone or make someone feel as if it's nothing. Then you are happy. Why will your God not do this? You are smelly. Very nonsense people. I'm sorry for the insult. I don't just like the way that green this thing was insulting my God and he was going God feed just like that. But it's alright, please. I'm done.
Okay. Um, can I borrow some of your time?
Do anybody have question for man like Pepper?
Hello?
No question. Then WVY, you should unmute your mic and speak on the topic.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Hello?
Is
Go
anyone hear
on,
me?
go on, can
All right. Today's topic was like a
you
bit
can
fleshed
go
out because I think the other guy Danny was able to make it clear that just because people stop believing in God does not mean that they cease to exist. In the sense that if we're going to say that, oh, just because people just like if we're going to say that the moment somebody discovers something or believes in something, then that thing is now like real or instantiated in reality, then it's kind of like a contradictory statement because we'll be saying that let's say gravity did not exist before Isaac Newton found it or discovered it per se. But then again, like he clearly said, how we know things is very different from whether those things exist or not. Those are like two different topics. Yeah, you could just say that when humans forget about a god, then we stop valuing that god. That sounds correct because in order for something to be valued, there needs to be like a mind valuing it, a human mind or any mind whatsoever. But if there is no mind valuing something, then that thing might be valueless. But to say that it doesn't exist is a whole different thing on its own. But then again, we could talk about relevance in the sense that, like, if God exists, would this still be relevant even if we stop believing in Him? The answer will still be yes to an extent, because the concept of God, at least the mainstream ones, is that He created us, He is constantly sustaining us. So even if we stopped believing He existed, that relevance will still be there in the sense that in order for us to do anything that we're doing, he needs to be actively sustaining reality. So it doesn't really matter whether we forget or whether we don't remember anymore. The God is still there. Whether or not he is actually there is a different discussion on its own. And this topic itself might be it might I don't know if it's really structured properly. Like those are very two different things. But then again, I want to speak with Lord Solid because I've heard him talk about um, his concept of God. And I think his concept of God is very interesting in the sense that it's this kind of concept where you get to escape a lot of things. Like you just get to escape a lot of things. But I was talking about logical impossibilities in the comments and how they can't be things. And the reason why many people hold to that is because in order for the world itself to be intelligible, there are like very classical things in logic that we need to hold to. But that's on the side, and maybe that can come later. But Lord Solid, I don't know how do you define God and what do you think God is? I don't know if you want to have that conversation or not.
I wish to have the conversation.
Yeah.
Uh, I said I wish to have the conversation. If you're asking how I define God, He is the creator, an entity who can do all things.
Yeah, is the creator and the entity who can do all things. I think you already like put an identity on him as the creator in the sense that if he didn't take the sense that if he, sorry, in the sense that if he didn't exist, then none of us would exist, Abi. So can God make it so that he didn't create us and we still exist?
Yeah, He
How so?
can.
Can you explain how that works or how that makes
When
any
you're in
sense?
the loins of your father, you're existing in his loins. You've not been created yet, but you existed in the loins of your father until he added his sperm to the egg of your mom. That is how you came into existence eventually in the physical. But when you were in his loins, you were existing. So God can do that. Yes.
I don't know if that's how biology works, but I wouldn't say I existed before in my father's egg or sperm because I am not just his sperm. I am like both the egg and the sperm. So I don't know what you mean by I existed in his sperm per se. What does that mean?
You were in the loins of your father. That is the truth. If your father did not inseminate his sperm, you would not exist. You were initially existing in his loins. That's
But
all.
yeah, but you just made a contradiction. You said I existed in his loins, but you then went ahead to say that if he didn't inseminate the egg, I wouldn't exist. How does that make any sense?
You wouldn't exist in the
Another thing
physical.
is
So
that
I'm telling you, hold on,
if
Lavender,
he
hold on, please,
if
hold on, hold on. You like interjecting, hold on. If when I'm showing you an example of where you wouldn't exist in the physical, but you would exist in another form. So God would possibly not make you exist in a particular form, but you can exist in another form. Your question was, how can God make me not create me so I don't exist, but at the same time I exist? And I told you yes.
That was
And I
what
just
I
showed
asked.
you a good example of it.
But
Please,
that
what did you
you
ask
didn't
me?
show an
Please.
example. The
Lots
sperm
of
and the egg, the sperm and the egg
WVY, what
analogy
did
that
you
you,
ask me?
the sperm. Let me just talk about the sperm and the egg stuff you said. The sperm
No,
and the
what did
egg.
you ask me? You claimed it's not what you asked me. What did you ask
Yeah,
me?
but I wanted to just talk about the sperm and the egg. Then I could go back to the question. If that's fine.
Wait. What did you ask me? You claimed I
What I
lied
asked was
against you.
what I
What
asked
did you
was
ask me?
that what I asked was that can God make it so that I exist? But he was not the one that created me. That's what
That's
I
not
asked.
what you asked. That's
That
not
was
what
what
you
that
asked.
was
Come
literally
on.
what
What you
I asked.
asked was, can God make it so that such that I exist and I do not exist?
That
That
was
was
not
you.
what
You
I
were
said.
talking about. You wanted to ask me a question of logical this thing, but there is
That
no
was not what
problem.
I said.
You can
Because
hold.
before I
You
asked
can
my
go ahead. There
yeah,
is no
before I asked
problem.
my
Go ahead.
question, Lord, sorry, don't do this. Before I asked my question, I said you have already put an identity on God as the creator. Do you remember when I said that? Are we not going to have the conversation anymore?
I'm here. Were
Yeah.
you asking me a question?
I asked no before I asked my question. I said that you already put you because I asked you what do you define God as, and you said as the creator who can do all things, and then I
Yes.
said you've already put an identity of God as on God as a creator, and then I asked, can God make me exist without Him being the one that created me?
Exist here.
Like he played no role in making me exist. Can God do that?
Yes, he can.
How so? That's what.
He
Then I
can
asked
do
how
all things.
so.
He can.
Then I asked you how so because how can He
The
be
question
the
I heard you
creator?
ask me, hold on. The question I heard you listen. The question I heard you ask me about was about existence and non-existence,
Well,
and
that
I
wasn't
showed
what
you
I
that.
asked.
Now you've asked the second. No
That
problem.
wasn't
Let
what
it be
I
that
asked.
I did not hear you.
That
It's
wasn't what I asked.
fine. Let it be that. It's fine. Let it be that I did not hear you. No
All right.
problem. Yes. Your second question is,
It's not my second question.
can
It's my
God
original
create?
question, guy.
It's fine now. If you want us to have a conversation, let us have a conversation. I just said it's fine.
All right. No,
Let it be that I did not hear it. No problem. We are not fighting. Your question is, can God create me without taking part in creating?
that was not what I said. Can God make it so that I exist without playing any role in making me exist?
Can God? You've changed your question now again. You've changed your
That's
question
literally
again.
what I've been asking
Can
since.
God?
Like,
No, I would hold you on to your question.
yeah,
Relax. I'll hold you on to your question. Can God make me exist without taking part in making me exist? Is
yes,
that what you're saying?
yeah. That's basically what I'm
Yes,
asking.
he can. That is the answer.
So how so?
Yes. I don't know how he will do it yet, but he can. The question
So
of whether he can, yes.
do you
Has he
know?
done it? Probably not.
Do you know what a
Can he do it?
contradiction is?
Yes.
You know what a contradiction is?
I know what the contradiction is.
Can you like just
I know what a contradiction is.
yeah, I know you know, but like, can you just say what it is, and do you think that they're actually possible? Because if you actually listen to the question, you
A
know that that kind of
contradiction is simply
question is
saying something and saying the opposite of what you said, or saying
yeah.
something that goes against what you said.
So, do
Simple.
you think God can make those things possible?
Yes, he can.
So what you are
The
saying right
question
now,
of whether
I don't mean
he
I
can,
don't.
he can. The
So
question of whether he
Criticus
will is
can
an
speak
entirely
on the
different
topic.
conversation.
Yeah. So what you are saying
He
right now,
can.
I know that that's your position, but what you are basically saying now is that
Round up in
God
3
can make it so
minutes.
that something can be and not be at the same time.
You're the one adding at the same time. God can make
Now I'm
something
asking,
be, and God can also make something not be.
but
The question of
but
whether it's at the same time is an entirely different conversation. But he can make
the
something
question I
be, he can
asked,
make something not be.
but so now that we're adding at the same time, do you think you can make something be and not be at the same time? Do you think
Yes,
that's
he
something that's
can.
possible? Then why were
Yes,
you
it
not
is
like?
possible.
So why were you not
The logically impossible things that you think he cannot do, he can do all of them. That thing you call evil that he cannot do, he can do all of them. The biologically impossible things you think he cannot do, he can do all of them. All
Oh
things
God.
means all things. All
Uh,
things. If you claim that God can do all things, then you're limiting it to only all logical things. Then God cannot do all things. Stop telling me that God can do all things.
so do you
You're
think
literally telling me God cannot do all things. It's as simple as it
do
is.
you think things that are logically impossible, like you claim, the so-called things, do you think that they are actually things?
Yes, they are things.
How so?
They are things, and God can do them. If
How
you
are they
call them
things?
logically impossible things, they are things. They are things. You use the
Things
English
how so?
logically impossible things,
You
but
called
all of a
them. You're
sudden
the one.
you don't want to agree it's things anymore.
Oh my days! You're the one that said logically impossible things. You're the one that brought it up. I wasn't even going. The only thing I mentioned in this our conversation was contradictions. And like I said when I was going to
So
ask my question, I said
WVYI, logically
logic-
impossible things are what?
logically impossible things are not things.
They are what then?
They are just how will I put it? They are things that are mutually exclusive. You don't have to laugh. I can
Oh,
explain.
you just use
They
the
are
word things that are
yeah
mutually things. You still call them things,
yeah.
Abby?
And
That are
when
mutually you still call them things. Are you
oh my
listening to
days,
yourself?
can you just let me explain for God's sake?
But they're
So
still things regardless, aren't they?
logically impossibilities are not things. They are mutually
So
exclusive in
what
the
are
sense that
they?
they
What
cannot
are
both be
they?
true and not be true. They are nothing.
What the fuck?
Wait, why are you laughing? Can you
You
address what I
still
said?
call it nothing. Nothing is simply no thing.
Yeah,
It is
exactly.
still
It's not a
no
thing.
thing. It is a thing. It
What are
is
you
a
saying,
thing.
But
bro?
Come on, man.
What are you
but
saying?
VWYI, like we've been trying to follow your.
Oh God.
Logically impossible things
Lord
are
Solid.
things. Stop doing
Lord
this thing
Solid, do you know
you're
what a
doing. They
triangle
are
is? Do you know
things
what a
that are
triangle is?
logically impossible. Stop
Lord Solid, do you know
making
what
this.
a triangle is? Do you know what a
Let's hear
Oh
triangle is?
God,
from
our time is up.
Christian. Let's hear from Criticus. Criticus. Oh, this I'm not sure. Unmute your mic and speak on the topic. Are you there? Oh, you've been on the comment section. Why are you not talking now?
Sorry, like continue. There's someone talking because I really want to speak with him. Like, I just want to have like a
I will
good
give you
conversation.
guys. I'll give you guys 5 minutes back so you can come back.
All right, thank you. So, Lord Solid, logical impossibilities are not things in the sense that it cannot be per se. If we look at something like a triangle is something that has three sides, that's three angles per se. But then again, if we cannot call something that has five angles a triangle. So what we're saying basically is that a triangle cannot have five sides. It must have three sides. That's a logical impossibility. Maybe I shouldn't have used things per se in my statement, but a logical impossibility is nothing. And if I call something nothing, then I'm not calling it a thing because nothing is not a thing per se. So when you come and say that, okay, now I cannot ask you now, can we still call something a triangle when it has five sides? What would be your answer to that? Is Lord Solid there?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, sorry, did you hear what I said? The last thing I said.
No, I didn't hear what you said last.
Okay,
Sorry.
sorry. What I was saying is that maybe I shouldn't have used things per se, but I was using things in respect to what you were saying. Logically impossibilities are not things. in the sense that
They
it
are
can't be
saying is, come
actualized.
on.
Yeah, you
Okay,
can just think now.
WVYI, let me ask you this
No, sorry,
question.
I'm not
Let me
done
ask you this
talking. Just
question.
calm
I
down.
asked you this question in the chat
Yeah, wait.
and you did not answer
I'm
me.
still talking. You wanted to hear what I
Okay,
said
I'm
last
listening.
time.
I'm
While I'm
listening. Don't
saying,
worry,
you're
I'm
interjecting
listening.
me. Yeah, so logical impossibilities are not things in the sense that they can't be actualized. Take, for example, me and you now, we both know a triangle is something with three sides. That's what a triangle is, right?
So that's what the
Yeah, yeah.
triangle is.
But if we're going to say, can you imagine a triangle that has five sides? The answer would be no, because then it would be a triangle again. So those things are so that kind of concept, or let me just say the explanation of a thing that is real like that is what we term as logical impossibilities in the sense that it cannot be real. So I'm just saying thing in the sense that it's something I'm describing, but not something that
Okay,
can be real. Yeah.
WVYI, can you imagine a virgin that is pregnant?
Well, I can imagine a baby that is pregnant. If you can
It's not
establish that.
logically impossible.
No, it's not logically impossible. No.
Wow.
You know why? You know
Interesting.
why? You know why? Because it's
Interesting.
not. I didn't contradict myself. Like, you believe
No,
in
no, 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 no.
contradictions,
It's
so there's
fine.
even
It's
no
fine.
point in calling out my contradictions.
Okay, let me
But
ask one last
let me
one. Let me
explain.
ask
Let me
one last
explain.
one. Let me
Yeah,
ask
right.
one last
Yeah.
one, WVYI. The last question is, can you imagine a married bachelor?
No, I can't imagine a married bachelor. That's a contradiction.
But a pregnant virgin is not a contradiction.
Yeah, a pregnant virgin is not a contradiction. It's even possible
It's not.
scientifically. It's not.
It's
Can I
not.
explain? Can I explain why it's not even a
Please,
contradiction?
can the panel tell me whether a
Oh
pregnant
my
virgin is a
days.
contradiction or not?
Oh my days. Can I
Please.
look at sense? Naturally, it's not even a contradiction because we have artificial insemination going on where virgins can get pregnant without having sex. They are still virgins anyways with the whole artificial insemination. And then again, if you can establish that,
Yeah,
WVYI, you understand the question I'm asking. Wait,
Solid.
hold on, Lavender.
Solid. You didn't put
WVY,
your
hold on,
question
Lavender, hold
well,
on,
so it's not
Lavender.
a contradiction.
no
Hold on,
contradiction. Like, what are we saying?
WVYI, you understand the question I'm asking you, and let me ask
Yes,
it better
you said a
because I know
pregnant
you
virgin,
wanted to
Abi.
do corner on it. Hold on.
Isn't that
You understand the question I'm
corner?
asking you.
I understand the
Without
question.
sperm, can a virgin get pregnant? Yes or no?
If we're saying biologically, the answer is no. Without sperm, it's not possible.
Is it logical for a
Yes, it's logical.
virgin to
Yes,
get
it's
pregnant
logically
without
possible. It's not.
sperm?
Yes, it's logically possible.
It's
It's not a
logically
contradiction.
possible for a virgin to get pregnant without sperm.
Yes.
You literally told me here that if I see a triangle, I'm going to see three sides. The same way, if I see a virgin, I see somebody who can't get pregnant without a sperm. And then you're telling me today that if there's five sides of a triangle, it's no longer a triangle, but all of a sudden it's no longer illogical to say that if I see a pregnant virgin, it's now okay, it's fine.
Do
Are
you
you
know what?
listening to yourself,
Do you
guy?
know what? Do you know what a virgin is?
Guy, are you listening to yourself? I just asked you a specific question.
Oh
Can a
my
virgin
days,
get
bro.
pregnant
Do you know what?
without
Do
sperm?
you know what
Yes
a
or no?
virgin is?
You
You know
said
what a virgin is?
yes.
You know what a virgin
Can
is?
a virgin
Do you know what
get pregnant without sperm?
Oh my days. Do you know what a virgin is?
I know what a virgin is, but
Yeah.
can she
So
get pregnant without
if you can
sperm? That is the
establish,
question.
if you can establish the difference between a biological limitation and a logical limitation, then maybe you can understand the conversation that we're having right now. Because
WVYI,
biology,
you're telling me that a woman can
just
get
listen,
pregnant
brother.
without sperm.
Brother,
That's fine.
listen. If we can
You're
establish
telling me
that,
that a woman, everybody heard him on the panel, that
oh
a
my
woman can get
days,
pregnant without sperm. Fine, no
oh my
problem.
days, bro. You don't even want to listen, but it's fine, Sha. It's okay.
I'm not listening to you because you're intellectually dishonest.
All
A
right,
virgin
it's
cannot
fine.
get pregnant without sperm. It's
Yeah, it's fine.
impossible. That
It's
is
fine.
a logically impossible thing.
Do you know what logic?
Don't
Can
come
you
here
define
to
what
be
a logical?
intellectually
Can
dishonest
you
and want to
define
have
what a
a
logical
straightforward
impossibility is? But solid,
conversation.
because it seems like you don't know what it means.
I don't need to have that conversation with you anymore
All
because you're
right, all right.
intellectually dishonest.
Because
A virgin
I've
cannot
seen,
get pregnant
I've,
without sperm. It is impossible. It is a
it's
logical
impossible.
impossibility.
It's biologically impossible. It's not a logical impossibility. I don't think you know what the definition of
Biologically and
biologically.
logical. What is a logical impossibility? A
Oh my
logical
days.
impossibility is
Okay,
not only
Lord Solid,
limited to just what I'm
Lord
knowing.
Solid,
It's
Lord Solid,
also
Lord
in
Solid,
addition to what I'm seeing. I'm
Lord
seeing that
Solid,
a triangle has three sides and a triangle cannot have five sides. I'm
Lord
seeing that a
Solid,
virgin cannot give birth without sperm. It is logical. Don't tell me it's not
Lord
illogical. It's
Solid,
not
Lord
logical.
Solid. Let's agree that I'm intellectually being dishonest right now.
You're intellectually
I want you to
dishonest. That's
go.
just the
Yeah, yeah,
truth.
yeah. I
Everybody in
want
the
you.
panel has
Yeah.
listened. I
Everybody
want
in
you
the
to
panel
go.
has listened, and we've heard you.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm being logical, what do you call it, intellectually dishonest. But I want you to go online now and maybe go to Claude or ChatGPT and check if a virgin being pregnant is a logical possibility. Then you can come back and see if I'm lying or not. Or if you have been the one who has not been able
VYI, I
to
did
look
not
for truth.
ask you whether a virgin can
Lord
get
Solid,
pregnant. That's
Lord
not the
Solid,
question.
can
I
you
said
just
a virgin getting pregnant without sperm. That
oh
is
yeah,
the
yeah,
exact
yeah,
question.
yeah, yeah. Go
Without
online.
sperm.
Go online. Yes,
Claude is
go
saying
online.
no, it's not possible.
Oh my
A
days.
woman
I
cannot
didn't
get
say
pregnant
I
without
didn't
sperm. It
oh
is
my
no.
days, bro. What did you ask Claude? Did you ask it biological impossibility or a logical impossibility?
Stop. No, the question I asked: Can a virgin woman get pregnant without sperm? That is the question I'm
Yeah,
asking you,
and
and
what
you're
did I
saying
say?
yes, she
And
can.
what did I
He
say?
said no, she
What I
cannot.
said, what did I say, Lord Solid? I said that there is a distinction. There is biological impossibility and there is logical impossibility.
It is
In
logically
biology,
impossible for a woman. What we know is that a woman cannot give birth without
so
sperm, cannot get pregnant without sperm. That is what
why
we
are
know.
you running away
Knowing
from
is
asking
logic.
the AI?
Listen,
Why
knowledge is
wait,
logic.
calm down.
If
Why are
we
you
know
running away from
that
asking
if
the
we know
AI
that
if it
a
is logically
triangle has
impossible?
3 sides, it
Lord
cannot have
Solid,
5 sides. That
why
is
are you running
knowledge.
away
That is
from
logic.
asking?
If
Why
we
are you
know that
running
a
away from
virgin
asking
cannot
the
give
AI
birth
if it is
without
logically
sperm, that is what
possible?
we know. That is logic.
I
If
just
then you're
agreed.
telling me that otherwise is possible, then
I
it's
just
logically
agreed.
impossible.
I just
Stop being
agreed, bro. Broski, I
stop
just
being
agreed that I'm being
dishonest.
dishonest. I just agreed, yes. You are right, I'm
Yes,
being
stop
dishonest.
being
But now
dishonest. Everybody in the
I want
panel
you
is
to go
listening, and
online.
we know what the truth
Why
is.
are you running away from asking the AI the question I told you to ask? Because I made a
Just
clear
answer
distinction.
because you lied on the question I asked you.
I lied
Everybody
on
here
what,
knows
bro?
that every single person here knows that a woman cannot get pregnant without sperm, but you're lying
Is
that
that
she can.
is that
So
biologically
please
impossible or
relax. We
logically
can't have a
impossible?
conversation if you're not intellectually
Lord
honest.
Solid, is that
Simple.
biologically impossible or logically impossible? Please be honest.
It is both biologically and logically
All
impossible.
right,
It
so
is both.
let's assume you are right now. I want you to go to the cloud AI that you said because that's what the distinction I've been making since we had this conversation. I made a clear distinction between biological
We are not
impossibility
talking
and
about.
can you just
You
oh my
said
days, bro.
you
Oh
said
my
God
days.
can do only
Why are
logically
you running away?
only logically
Why
possible
are you
things.
running away
Hold
from
on now.
asking the question to the AI? Why?
The question you're asking is whether it's biologically impossible. I
And
just
I
told
said
you it is
no.
both biologically and logical.
I
It's
told you
both
to ask
biologically and logically impossible. It's both of them.
right
But you're
now,
claiming it's not logical.
I just told you it's not a logical contradiction. It's logically possible. That's what I said. And I said that it's a biological
It's not logically
impossibility.
possible. It's
All
not
right.
logically
So yes,
possible.
I
Logic
agreed
has
with
to do with
I
knowledge.
said, yeah, you are right. Let's say somehow I'm the one being intellectually dishonest now. Go to that
Knows
Claude AI.
otherwise.
Go
If
to
we
that
see it
Claude
as an
AI.
impossibility.
Go to that Claude
We
AI that
know
you are saying
something.
to.
Knowledge, if
Hey,
we see,
bro, why are you
you
running?
know
Why are you
that
running?
triangle has
Go
3 sides.
oh my days,
If
bro. Can you
triangle
just
has 3 sides,
all right, it's fine, it's fine. Yeah,
WVYI,
it's
I'm
fine,
looking at
bro.
my
It's
plot.
fine.
You know,
Oh my
you
days.
have logic, you have
It's fine, it's
knowledge
fine, it's fine.
that triangle has
It's
three
fine.
sides.
I
If
think I
triangle
think
has 5 sides,
I
you
think we
claim
now
it is a
know
logical
I
impossibility.
think we now know
You
who
know
I think we
also
now
in the
know
same
who is
breath
being dishonest
that a
here. It's fine.
virgin cannot give birth without sperm. If a virgin gets pregnant without sperm, you should know by default that it is logically impossible. So don't come here to tell me, oh, it's only biologically impossible.
Do
It's
you know
not
what a
logically
logical
impossible. It's
impossibility is?
false.
Do you know what a logical impossibility is?
Stop asking me this question as if we've not gone back
Okay.
and forth on
All
what a
right, it's
logical
fine, it's fine,
impossibility
it's
is.
fine.
Please. We've gone back and forth on it. Don't be dishonest. Accept what is true. Let us have a better conversation. If you can't be honest to have a conversation, then leave it.
Yeah, it's fine. It was a great convo. Because I made a clear distinction and I've been stating my case for a very long time. I told you to go and make your own research since I'm being dishonest, but you're running away from that, so it's okay.
I've asked you also the question, and you've refused to be honest about the question.
Oh my days, bro. Oh
Everybody
my
here knows
days.
that it is
Yeah, yeah,
it's a
yeah, yeah,
logical
yeah, yeah. Yes.
impossibility stuff for
It's a
women to get
logical
pregnant without
impossibility.
sperm. But if
Yeah.
there's a you who says it's not logically impossible,
And then I ask you what does logical impossibilities mean, and you don't even know what it means. But it's okay.
please, if there's any other person asking questions, we can go ahead and have conversations. If
Yeah.
not, please.
You know, I just want to go back to the prompt. Unless maybe someone wants us to finish this logical possibility and impossibility. Because I think there are some things that are very obvious. It's very obvious that, you know,
Gifted
yeah.
gods, I've been calling you. Speak on the topic. So if they have questions for you, they will ask you.
Okay. All right. So okay, that's cryptics. Okay. So cryptic, I think you are next. Then after you, and then I come in. All right. Yeah.
Post again. Read it, speak. He says he's on the market.
All right. That's fine. Yeah. So back to the topic. They said the topic is in God's go extent in history when humans forget or stop worshiping. Well, the only problem with that statement is that you should have started with the small g, not the big G, because you see, the fact of history is that lies are easily exposed over generations. Some so-called gods have appeared in the system, like Apollo, like Uranus, like Neptune, like Pluto. People used to worship them. Now ask yourself, where are they now? Because they were false gods, they couldn't last the test of time. The same way to another thing, like, you know, when our ancestors came to Africa, after most of them migrated, some of them were indigenous, but most of them who migrated into the current places in Africa, they saw the rivers, they saw the trees, they saw the chimpanzees, and then you know, they started worshiping them. People started worshiping them, and it was amazing, right? It was amazing because they were worshiping the kind of things that they observed in nature, you know. So we have to always make a distinction between God and the small g gods, because the small g gods, they are not real. They are not real. You see, they are just temporal. Like, for example, right, when the people came to Africa and they wanted water to drink, they were so desperate and they found a river. Then they said, wow, this river has saved our lives. Then they started worshiping the river. When you come, we have some rivers in, for example, Ghana, for example, and one of them is the Pra River. It's one of the longest rivers in Ghana. And when the ancestors came to Africa, they started worshiping that river, thinking that they were showing some kind of veneration because it quenched their thirst. But the logical thing that most of them forgot was that can you drink your God? Can you eat your God? Can you chop your God into firewood? You know, so that was where the moment logic sets into the picture, I could realize that the kind of things that you are seeing, okay, once you are observing them, they cannot be your God. They cannot be God, because it's God. God does not serve you. It is you who serves God. So the moment that this particular God is serving you, then it means that you are just following a falsehood. That is why the Christian Bible has always been speaking against these things. That, you know what, do not worship these things. These things are meant to be worshiping you. You know, so the rivers, the sun, the moon, the stars, the Pluto, the planets, they are all serving us on these humans. They are serving us humans. So we are their gods. We are the gods of those things, the trees. That is why when you are hungry, you can cut any tree and use it as firewood. But some people, after they have cut the tree, use for firewood to cook their food. The leftover of the food, they'll carve it and start calling it some African names, and then they said, this is their God. It's not your God. In fact, you are that object's God because you used it. You see, but there's one interesting thing about human history. So, in a way, half of the prompt is correct. But the other part where the prompt gets it wrong is that, you know, as that those so-called gods are worshiping us humans, Apollo, that all of them are worshiping us, they are in subjection to us. We are also in subjection to another superior being. An emphasis on the word superior. Because, you see, logic will always lead you to the path to understand that, you know, for every well-structured system, there has to be a system builder. And if you look at the universe all around us, it is a system. Like, you see, look at how stupid men we can be, right? You meet somebody, you impregnate her, okay? Like, why will you, like, and then the rest of your life, you are bonded to taking care of that individual and her offsprings. You are bonded. with the delusion that, and definitely, men most often, men unalive early. You understand? So ask yourself, how does this system work that a man, rather than being self-gratifying, you feel inclined to take care of these people until they get into adulthood? And when you finish that particular responsibility, you realize that you are very old, and then probably you might start thinking about exiting, and you start transferring your knowledge and your wisdom you've acquired to this next generation. Ask yourself, how did this mechanism come into play? You see a woman, then your brain starts working. You forget her background. She could have been a criminal. She could have been anything. You see, all these things were engineered into us, okay, so that we could keep on the mission that we did not form. And we are happy doing it. Look at the joy in which some men would say if the girl say yes to them. These are all mechanisms that you find if you do not understand. So that is why when we tell you that, you know what, if you want to have a bigger understanding of it, there was someone more intelligent than you and I. Because think about it. How come your brain stops working when you see that beautiful lady? It tells you that your brain is limited. But the one responsible for forming it is there. And what some people will say, oh, you have never seen him, you have never. No, those things are not valid reasons for denying the existence of. Because the fact that there is these systems in place and you have a logic to be able to bring the pieces together, right? You should understand that these systems could not just have happened by themselves. And we have so many scientists who have tried to prove that the systems came into existence on its own. But the math is not in their favor. Because the math always tells you that the probability is negligible, that is near to zero. The math says that their logic does not make sense. You see, so if you want to go on the side of logic, you come to the understanding that there has to be, okay, and there is a grand engineer, right, responsible for everything. I can go deeper, but I'll just be on the top level here. I don't want to go too much into the evidence. You see, so at the end of the day, the question is that when you want to worship, who are you supposed to worship? Right? Who are you supposed to serve? Who are you supposed to listen to? And that is where the whole conversation is supposed to be held upon. So the whole point is this. And how do you even identify him? You see, so I'm not going to go into the identification, but I just wanted to address this question because the point is that identifying him is the first step. Then the second step is following his instruction. Because let me tell you something. When you buy a Tesla car, and you are not used to a Tesla car, you have to ask somebody to instruct you. And that is what God has done. So he has put down an instruction manual. And when you follow that instruction manual, we call it worship. So the word that people say worshiping as if is a negative life. No, worshiping is the most logical thing you can ever do as a logically thinking human being. Because if you say Tesla, they said you shouldn't pour water into the part of the battery. But you say nobody can tell you how to do. Then you decide to pour water there and stick your tank onto the battery where the power is coming from, and you get electrocuted. You don't stand in front of me and come and complain because you are not using your logic. The same vein too, you have gotten this universe, you've now identified the grand designer of it. He has a manual, and you say you not follow it, and you are having problems, So that is what I want to say. So to me, I think that yes, of course, some fake gods go into extinct. But if you know very well, since human came onto this planet, there is one God. There is one God who has never and will never go extinct. And that God is called the Creator. Okay? If you come into my local dialect, okay, they don't have a name for the Creator, but they call him Nyankropon, that is the only true God. If you go to even the time of Apollo and those fake gods, right? They had an altar to the unknown God because they knew that there was a grand creator, but they did not know him well. So he made himself known to a particular nation, and he said that the time is going to come when he's going to expose himself to the rest of the universe. It's as simple as that, so that all mankind can actually follow him. So I'm not going to talk too much anyway, but I think that where human history has heading towards, it's a very important thing that you have asked over there, and then, and I think it's also a very, very relevant question as well. So I'll just put my submission over here, and then, okay, I think there was another thing too there. Forgotten them gone. What does this mean if These things they are looking very small. Worship gives power. You see, that aspect about worship gives power to their God. It's one of the most funny statements I've ever come across. It's like you telling somebody like the Tesla company that following the instruction of the Tesla car gives power to the Tesla company. No, it rather gives power to you, the person who is actually following the instruction. Because you are not going to put the car in a ditch and get electrocuted, and then you unalive with you and whoever is sitting in the car with you at that particular moment. You understand? So I think that this is where I would like to put my submission. So that if there's any questions or whatever, we could just continue.